gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ ọ̀dọ́ tá a jọ ń káàkiri ọ̀dọ́jọ́ ni wá ẹ má jẹ́ kí a fi àyè gba Fúlàní lórí ilẹ̀ àwọn bàbá wa ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú ọba mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú jòyè mọ́ nígbà tá a la fẹ́ jà fún àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa táwa ń kọ́kọ́ ń bú ọba tá à ń bú jòyè èmi náà ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí bó mo pera mi padà ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú àgbààgbà kankan mọ́ ẹ má bolóṣèlú kankan ẹ̀rù kálukú ń bẹ̀rù wọn ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ ọba ò lè sọ ìjòyè lè sọ ẹ jẹ́ ká ronú ẹ má jẹ́ ká bá àwọn bàbá jà mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ bú wọn mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ àṣẹ wọn àwọn ará pẹ̀lú wọn àwọn àgbà tó bá jó lóṣèlú tá a bá fẹ́ kọ́ wọn rìn wá lọ́wọ́ á gbé wọn mọ́ra á gbé wọn mọ́ra ni à ní bú wọn mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ àṣejẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ má jẹ́ àdàlúrú a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì ṣèjẹ̀gbọ́n a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì yìnbọn a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì dàlúrú gbogbo protest mo ṣe ní ìlú Nàìjíríà mi ò rí bí tí mo ti ẹnìkan lè sọ pé mo pààyàn tàbí mo jó nǹkan náà tàbí mo bà nǹkan jẹ́ mo lọ písù torí pé olówó lèmi náà tí ò bá sólówó lára ń dì mọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tọ́lọ́run fún yẹn lọ́lọ́run fún mi mi ṣe tálákà tó dé pé mo dìde fúnjà Yorùbá big man ni mi àwọn tó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi tó súnmọ́ mi tó ní owó ní kí ni mo wá lọ bẹ̀ pé sọ́wọ́ ni mò ń fẹ́ ni kí n sọ yìí tí mo fẹ́ mo ní ìsọ̀rọ̀ owó àní ọ̀rọ̀ ìran mi ni mò ń sọ kí n wọ gbowó kí n gbéra kí n pé mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ ọba àgbowó mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ oníbodè òfin gbowó kí n kójó wọlé kọ́kàn mi balẹ̀ kí n dá wa mọ́tò kí n mọ́ rìn bọ̀ kí Fúlàní mọ́ dá mi dúró títì kí n délé kí bàbá sọ pé kí n gbé tírélà sùn kí n mọ́ gbé lọ àwọn bàbá wo lè lóko mọ́ wọn ò lè lódò ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ká ti àwọn bàbá wa lẹ́yìn ká dá security ti wa lẹ̀ ká sọ fún wọn kí wọ́n bá wa fọwọ́ tì í ká lé wọn kó nu oko wa ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ Jésù Olúwa wa.
KOIKIMEDIA, we're bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
KOIKIMEDIA, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
KOIKIMEDIA, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Àwọn sálára àgbà yìí dá, àwa ló láṣà àti èdè. Gbígbédè lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o, àwa gangan ni bàbá.
KOIKIMEDIA, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
They never sabi wetin we carry for her.
But they move closer before they go sabi.
I said they never know wetin we carry for body.
But they move closer before they go sabi.
Ọ̀kín lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ, kìnìún ló ló lajú.
Ẹyẹ tó dorí kodò bí àdán ọ̀pẹ̀jẹ̀ lẹ́nu.
Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa, ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa, ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè tó dúdú àga.
Odùduwà kò bá lè gbé wá.
Ọmọ Odùduwà ṣègìrì, ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀, ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé délẹ̀ ìlérí, ká wálé gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa, ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé, ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀, àwa ni mọ̀lẹ̀ tí yóò tàn káàkiri.
Ọmọ Odùduwà ni wá.
KOIKIMEDIA, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wọ́n máa ní.
Kásá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wà kájé bùgbà yín jẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wọ́n máa ní.
À ń gbé tó lárugẹ, à ń gbàsà lárugẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wọ́n máa ní.
News and sports ẹ máa rí gbọ́.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tí wọ́n máa ní.
Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. KOIKIMEDIA, ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájúmọ̀ mi o, máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ o. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. À ń gbádùn rẹ, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi, ṣẹ́yìn ló máa fi dìbò tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé máa dé, ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ gbàjòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀, àjòjì tó bá wọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ á tẹ̀lé ní ẹbọra. ẹ̀yin lọ máa náwó kóyìnbó tó dé ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o owó náà dẹ́ tún pọ̀ sí o Koiki Media ṣàwa ní bàbá. Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àdáńtọ́ àtúnpèrègèdè.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àwa là ń gbétò lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ o.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àtúnjàfẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Ọmọ Òdùwà ni wá o tọkàntọkàn.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Ikú tí ó ṣe bí lébi òsì àdìmú bàbá yọ.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
We bring you up closer to your doorstep.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ òòtún kan kí oko lára ni.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àpèrègèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́ àwa ní bàbá o.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá o.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Òdúdú alágbèdá ní òtítọ́ lágbèdá ní.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
A kì í sọ̀dálẹ̀, a kì í sọdí kẹta.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Àdúró tán, a tún pèrègèdè.
Koiki Media àwọn ní bàbá.
Koiki Media we bring you up closer to your doorstep.
Àwọn ní bàbá.
Koiki Media is around.
To give us latest.
Is around o.
Give us latest.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo.
ladies and gentlemen,
Ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo.
Koiki Media is around.
To give us latest.
Koiki Media.
gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ ọ̀dọ́ tá a jọ ń káàkiri ọ̀dọ́jọ́ ni wá ẹ má jẹ́ kí a fi àyè gba Fúlàní lórí ilẹ̀ àwọn bàbá wa ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú ọba mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú jòyè mọ́ nígbà tá a la fẹ́ jà fún àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa táwa ń kọ́kọ́ ń bú ọba tá à ń bú jòyè èmi náà ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí bọ́ mo pera mi padà ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú àgbààgbà kankan mọ́ ẹ má bolóṣèlú kankan ẹ̀rù kálukú ń bẹ̀rù wọn ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ ọba ò lè sọ ìjòyè lè sọ ẹ jẹ́ ká ronú ẹ má jẹ́ ká bá àwọn bàbá wa jà mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ àbú.
Koiki Media, we're bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ ọ̀dọ́ tá a jọ ń káàkiri ọ̀dọ́jọ́ ni wá ẹ má jẹ́ kí a fi àyè gba Fúlàní lórí ilẹ̀ àwọn bàbá wa ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú ọba mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú jòyè mọ́ nígbà tá a la fẹ́ jà fún àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa táwa ń kọ́kọ́ ń bú ọba tá à ń bú jòyè èmi náà ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí bọ́ mo pera mi padà ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú àgbààgbà kankan mọ́ ẹ má bolóṣèlú kankan ẹ̀rù kálukú ń bẹ̀rù wọn ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ ọba ò lè sọ ìjòyè lè sọ ẹ jẹ́ ká ronú ẹ má jẹ́ ká bá àwọn bàbá jà mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ àbú wọn mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ àṣẹ wọn àwọn ará pẹ̀lú wọn àwọn àgbà tó bá jó lóṣèlú tá a bá fẹ́ kọ́ wọn rìn wá lọ́wọ́ á pè wọn mọ́ra á gbé wọn mọ́ra ni à ní bú wọn mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ àṣejẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ má jẹ́ àdàlúrú a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì ṣèjẹ̀gbọ́n a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì yìnbọn a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì dàlúrú gbogbo protest mo ṣe ní ìlú Nàìjíríà mi ò rí ibi tí mo ti ẹnìkan lè sọ pé mo pààyàn tàbí mo jó nǹkan náà tàbí mo bà nǹkan jẹ́ mo lọ písù torí pé olówó lèmi náà tí ò bá sólówó lára ń dì mọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tó lọ́n fún yẹn lọ́lọ́run fún mi mi ṣe tálákà tó dé pé mo dìde fún jà Yorùbá big man ni mi àwọn tó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi tó súnmọ́ mi tó ní owó ní kí ni mo wá lọ bẹ̀ pé sọ́wọ́ lè mi mò ń fẹ́ ni kí n sọ yìí tí mo fẹ́ mo ní ìsọ̀rọ̀ owó àní ọ̀rọ̀ ìran mi ni mò ń sọ kí n wọ gbowó kí n gbéra kí n pé mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ ọba àgbowó mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ oníbodè òfin gbowó kí n kójó wọlé kọ́kàn mi balẹ̀ kí n dá wa mọ́tò kí n mọ́ rìn bọ̀ kí Fúlàní mọ́ da mi dúró ń títì kí n délé kí bàbá sọ pé kí n gbé tírélà sùn kí n mọ́ gbé lọ àwọn bàbá wo lè lóko mọ́ wọn ò lè lóńdò ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ká ti àwọn bàbá wa lẹ́yìn ká dá security ti wá lẹ̀ ká sọ fún wọn kí wọ́n bá wa fọwọ́ tì í ká lé wọn kó nu oko wa ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ Jésù Olúwa wa. gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ ọ̀dọ́ tá a jọ ń káàkiri ọ̀dọ́jọ́ ni wá ẹ má jẹ́ kí a fi àyè gba Fúlàní lórí ilẹ̀ àwọn bàbá wa ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú ọba mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ ká bújòyè mọ́ nígbà tá a la fẹ́ jà fún àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa táwa ń kọ́kọ́ ń bú ọba tá à ń bújòyè èmi náà ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí bó mo pera mi padà ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú àgbààgbà kankan mọ́ ẹ má bolóṣèlú kankan ẹ̀rù kálukú ń bẹ̀rù wọn ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ ọba ò lè sọ ìjòyè lè sọ ẹ jẹ́ ká ronú ẹ má jẹ́ ká bá àwọn bàbá jà mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ bú wọn mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ àṣẹ wọn àwọn ará pẹ̀lú wọn àwọn àtọ́ bá jólóṣèlú tá a bá fẹ́ kọ́ wọn rẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ á gbé wọn mọ́ra á gbé wọn mọ́ra ni à ní bú wọn mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ àṣejẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ má jẹ́ àdàlúrú a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì ṣèjẹ̀gbọ́n a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì yìnbọn a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì dàlúrú gbogbo protest mo ṣe ní ìlú Nàìjíríà mi ò rí ibi tí mo ti ẹnìkan lè sọ pé mo pààyàn tàbí mo jó nǹkan náà tàbí mo bà nǹkan jẹ́ mo lọ písù torí pé olówó lèmi náà tí ò bá sólówó lára ń dì mọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tọ́lọ́run fún yẹn lọ́lọ́run fún mi mi ṣe tálákà tó dé pé mo dìde fún jà Yorùbá big man ni mi àwọn tó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi tó súnmọ́ mi tó ní owó ní kí ni mo wá lọ bẹ̀ pé sọ́wọ́ lè mi mò ń fẹ́ ni kí n sọ yìí tí mo fẹ́ mo ní ìsọ̀rọ̀ owó àní ọ̀rọ̀ ìran mi ni mò ń sọ kí n wọ gbowó kí n gbéra kí n pé mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ ọba àgbowó mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ oníbodè òfin gbowó kí n kójó wọlé kọ́kàn mi balẹ̀ kí n dá wa mọ́tò kí n mọ́ rìn bọ̀ kí Fúlàní mọ́ dá mi dúró ń títì kí n délé kí bàbá sọ pé kí n gbé tírélà sùn kí n mọ́ gbé lọ àwọn bàbá wo lè lóko mọ́ wọn ò lè lódò ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ká ti àwọn bàbá wa lẹ́yìn ká dá security ti wá lẹ̀ ká sọ fún wọn kí wọ́n bá wa fọwọ́ tì í ká lé wọn kó nu oko wa ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ Jésù Olúwa wa. gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ ọ̀dọ́ tá a jọ ń káàkiri ọ̀dọ́jọ́ ni wá ẹ má jẹ́ kí a fi àyè gba Fúlàní lórí ilẹ̀ àwọn bàbá wa ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú ọba mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ ká bújòyè mọ́ nígbà tá a la fẹ́ jà fún àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa táwa ń kọ́kọ́ ń bú ọba tá à ń bújòyè èmi náà ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí bó mo pera mi padà ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú àgbààgbà kankan mọ́ ẹ má bolóṣèlú kankan ẹ̀rù kálukú ń bẹ̀rù wọn ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ ọba ò lè sọ ìjòyè lè sọ ẹ jẹ́ ká ronú ẹ má jẹ́ ká bá àwọn bàbá jà mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ bú wọn mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ àṣẹ wọn àwọn ará pẹ̀lú wọn àwọn àtọ́ bá jólóṣèlú tá a bá fẹ́ kọ́ wọn rẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ á gbé wọn mọ́ra á gbé wọn mọ́ra ni à ní bú wọn mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ àṣejẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ má jẹ́ àdàlúrú a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì ṣèjẹ̀gbọ́n a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì yìnbọn a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì dàlúrú gbogbo protest mo ṣe ní ìlú Nàìjíríà mi ò rí ibi tí mo ti ẹnìkan lè sọ pé mo pààyàn tàbí mo jó nǹkan náà tàbí mo bà nǹkan jẹ́ mo lọ písù torí pé olówó lèmi náà tí ò bá sólówó lára ń dì mọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tọ́lọ́run fún yẹn lọ́lọ́run fún mi mi ṣe tálákà tó dé pé mo dìde fún jà Yorùbá big man ni mi àwọn tó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi tó súnmọ́ mi tó ní owó ní kí ni mo wá lọ bẹ̀ pé sọ́wọ́ lè mi mò ń fẹ́ ni kí n sọ yìí tí mo fẹ́ mo ní ìsọ̀rọ̀ owó àní ọ̀rọ̀ ìran mi ni mò ń sọ kí n wọ gbowó kí n gbéra kí n pé mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ ọba àgbowó mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ oníbodè òfin gbowó kí n kójó wọlé kọ́kàn mi balẹ̀ kí n dá wa mọ́tò kí n mọ́ rìn bọ̀ kí Fúlàní mọ́ dá mi dúró ń títì kí n délé kí bàbá sọ pé kí n gbé tírélà sùn kí n mọ́ gbé lọ àwọn bàbá wo lè lóko mọ́ wọn ò lè lódò ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ká ti àwọn bàbá wa lẹ́yìn ká dá security ti wá lẹ̀ ká sọ fún wọn kí wọ́n bá wa fọwọ́ tì í ká lé wọn kó nu oko wa ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ Jésù Olúwa wa. gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ ọ̀dọ́ tá a jọ ń káàkiri ọ̀dọ́jọ́ ni wá ẹ má jẹ́ kí a fi àyè gba Fúlàní lórí ilẹ̀ àwọn bàbá wa ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú ọba mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ ká bújòyè mọ́ nígbà tá a la fẹ́ jà fún àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa táwa ń kọ́kọ́.
Sim, orúkọ mi ni Sunday Adéyẹmọ tí gbogbo yẹn mọ̀ sí Sunday Ìgbòho. Sàmọ̀gbẹ́tẹ̀ bá jọ ọmọ Ìbàdàn tó bá ń gbé kó wọ́n mọ̀ pé ní bàbá Ìbàdàn, wọ́n lè mọ̀ pé ẹlẹ́mìí àpè ní Ìbàdàn. So ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yẹn tó bá ń gbé ìlú òdì kejì tó bá jọ ọmọ bòmí ó kọ ìlú tó ti wá yẹn náà máa fi pè é níbi tó ń gbé. Èmi náà jẹ́ kan náà tó kópa nínú ogun Mọdákẹ́kẹ́ àti Ifẹ̀. So ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tó bá gbọ́ sórí ogun yẹn tó ń gbọ́ gbogbo pa tí mo kó mẹ́rin pé ọkùnrin mẹ́rin ogun bàbá yẹn ń gba ogun ó ṣe báyìí ó máa ń jẹ́ kí ẹlòmíràn pé ọkùnrin ni, akíkanjú ọkùnrin ni. Gbogbo wa wàhálà Ládọjà àtàwọn bàbá dídí búmbàdàn náà, gbogbo àwọn tí wàhálà yẹn sojú wọn, wọ́n fẹ́ impeach Ládọjà, wọ́n fẹ́ yẹ Ládọjà ń pò, wọ́n fẹ́ gbàjọba lọ, wọ́n fẹ́ yẹ Ládọjà jẹ nǹkankan tí mi dẹ̀ dúró ti ń gbà yẹn. Gbogbo àwọn tó rí pa tí mo kó láti pé kí wọ́n mọ̀ rí Ládọjà yẹn jẹ́ ń gbà yẹn. Sùtẹ́lù mi bá rí mi èrò yẹn pé ọkùnrin mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dọ́gbọ̀n nìyẹn bí wọ́n ṣe bọ́ta ṣe pọ̀ tó Ọlọ́run ṣẹ́gun wọn fún. Èròǹgbà mi lórí ìgbésẹ̀ àwọn Fúlàní yẹn ni pé ẹnu Yorùbá gbọ́dọ̀ kò. Tí wọ́n bá mọ̀ pé wọ́n fẹ́ ká bá Fúlàní jà, káwọn bàbá wa gbogbo àwọn ọba wa gbogbo àwọn bàbá wa wọ́n ṣáájú kàn pè wá sí mítì kan dẹ̀ fún wa pé tó àwọn ọmọ yìí o kí ròyìn dé sì gbé kí gbogbo ayé rí pé tó àwọn ni wọ́n sọ pé tó ká kojú wọn gbogbo ibi tí yàrá ti fẹ́ jẹ Yorùbá ká fèsì ibẹ̀. Ọlọ́run mọ̀mọ̀ mú wa, agbára mélòó wà làwọn Fúlàní wa ní, wọn ò tó ń tó ń pera wọn, wọn fọlọ́gbọ́ra fún yín, wọn ò tó ń tó ń pera wọn. Ọlọ́run bá lódùmarè ń gbọ́. Ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá ní nǹkan tí àwa náà ní lọ́dọ̀ àwọn bàtà jogún náà bàbá ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lò ń sìn ká bọ́ta wọ́n sọ wá lóko míì. Táwọn bàbá bá mọ̀ pé yà ń jẹ àwọn Yorùbá kàn pe gbogbo wa sí mítìn, kàn pe Ọọ̀ni, kàn pa Láàfin, kàn pa àwọn bàbá Àwùjalẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn ọba yẹn tó bá jókòó kàn wá pè wá, kàn invite gbogbo wa wá. Ọlọ́run bá lágbára, èmi ò tó nǹkan kan o, àwọn tó tún lágbára jù wá tó pọ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ kàn pe gbogbo wọn jọ. So tí èsì tó máa pè wọ́n jọ tó bá mọ̀ pé lè kan ru wa náà ipá náà sì lè ní pátá lè kó kọ́ pè wá káwájọ jókòó káwo bá ṣe fẹ́ ṣe tí ò ní sí nǹkan kan ẹ̀mí gbọ̀n kankan mọ́. Ẹlòmíì bẹ́ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ gbòó ni kò kúrí mi rí, ẹlòmíì á ní ó lè kọ̀máǹdì mọ́, ó lójú àwọn tí mo ṣe lójú wọn rí, ẹlòmíì á ló lè ṣe báyìí, ẹlòmíì tí bá ṣe kan lójú ẹ̀ yóò sọ 10 ṣé nǹkan tí mo sọ yìí, ẹlòmíì á sì ní ẹnu ni. So àwọn tí wàá mọ́ sọ pé nu nìyẹn, èmi mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́n kí nǹkan dẹ̀mí àti wọn pọ̀ wọ́n lè rí pé kì í sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀nà. Ṣùgbọ́n pé kẹ́nìkan wá lóhun dìde ṣe èmi ìwọ ni mi Sunday Igboho mo wá bọ́ ọ̀tá o àbá nígbà tí wọ́n bá fi dọ̀tún la Buhari ó pàṣẹ láti Àbújá sọ́jà tí ó ka mọ́ta nkìdé yóò ju togun Boko Haram tó ń jẹ́ ilẹ̀ Haúsá lọ, wọn ò ríra wọn bẹ̀ yẹn tá a bá dẹ́rẹ̀ wò nísìn ẹ̀ rí i pé wọ́n yìí máa lọ́wọ́. Gbogbo táwọn ń ṣe ilẹ̀ Haúsá tó ń mú jẹ yẹn tá a bá dẹ́rẹ̀ wò nísìn wọ́n yìí máa lọ́wọ́. Torí pé àwọn Yorùbá kan náà ni ó lọ bá wọn lọ́hùn tí wọ́n sọ pé àwọn ọmọ bí wọ́n ṣe wọ́n ṣe nu ó pa ẹ̀ làwọn ọmọ ayákìlá làwọn ọmọ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n yẹn ta la parí ta ìyá yóò la parí ìbíjà yẹn làlá fẹ́ gbé ó tó fi gba sùúrù nìyẹn ó gbọgbọ́n kì í ṣe nǹkan tí yẹn kàn kágbára ọrùn tó kó funpa tó kó lóńdè tó gbé bọ̀kọ́rùn tó lọ́fẹ́ lọ pàdé Fúlàní o bí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ wọ́n sọ di nǹkan mímọ́ yẹn lọ àfi kéèyàn jókòó kó lọ́wọ́ àwọn bàbá yẹn táwọn bàbá yẹn ó ṣèwé kán sáyìn fún wa pé àwa la ṣèwé fún yín pé ìyà gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ Yorùbá gbogbo bíkíbi tí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá dé ẹ lọ ṣàbò lórí ẹ̀pà àwọn ọmọ tẹ bá mọ̀ ń bẹ kẹ́ ṣàbò àwọn ọmọ ń bẹ lẹ̀lẹ̀ bàbá mi àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ń bẹ ńlẹ̀ tí wọn ò ní sá rárá àwọn ọmọ tẹ́wọ̀n tán jókòó àwọn ọmọ tẹ́wọ̀n tán jókòó wọ̀nyí wọ́n yìí sọ wọn ìṣẹ́ran rírọ̀ but ọgbọgbọ́n àlèkàn pé ẹ mọ lọ sí Ìkirè ibi tí wọ́n ti ń kidnap Yorùbá ẹ mọ lọ Òṣogbo ẹ mọ lọ lọ́rin ẹ mọ lọ sí yóò di nǹkan mímọ́ wa lọ́wọ́ tó bá ti dá wọn lójú pé àwọn làwọn bí wa àwọn sì làwọn bàbá àwọn ni bàbá wa lẹ̀ Yorùbá ń bí wọ́n sì ṣe bàbá burúkú wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ̀dàlẹ̀ bàbá tí fìyà jọmọ káwọn náà bá gbádá rẹ̀ kan ó tì wá síwájú bàbá lọ bàbá nílọ káwọn bá gbádá rẹ̀ kan ní ká nìṣó níbẹ̀ bàbá lọ bàbá nílọ bá wọn gángan ò ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ torí táwọn bàbá kan náà ń bẹ tó ń gbà ń bẹ̀ àwọn oníṣẹ́ jù bá ń lọ bọ̀ táwọn bá jẹ́ bàbá dáadáa tí wọ́n dẹ̀ fẹ́ fi àtúbọ̀tán rí lẹ̀ fáwọn ọmọ wọn kọ̀ ẹ̀ kí wọ́n gbàbọ̀dẹ̀ fún Yorùbá ọ̀ ẹ̀ kí wọ́n pè wá ká bọ́ta ní káwọn dẹ̀ dúró tì wá pé ó yẹ nìṣó níbẹ̀.
Mo kí gbogbo wa pé happy weekend and welcome once again to a platform that is used for educational purpose only and to prepare our mind and our spirit away from Nigeria. A ṣì wà nínú March, a wà nínú oṣù tó dáa nítorí pé oṣù alálùbáríkà tẹ́ bá ń gbọ́ mi dáadáa ẹ bá wa fi sínú comment section torí pé tá bá ti wọnú ètò lọ kó má di pé èèyàn kan máa ní Mr. Koiki àgbọn tẹ̀ ń sọ látẹ̀ǹkan and that could be a disaster. mo ṣe sàlútù fẹ́yìn náà mo kí i pé ṣé dáadáa ni mo láǹfààní àti túbà wa pé a dúpẹ́ fún ọba tí ó ń fún wa ṣe kò ń ṣe mímọ̀ ṣe tiwa àmọ́ mímọ̀ ṣe tẹlẹ́dùmarè ní ti ẹ̀sìn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta tó ń bẹ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá mo kí wa pé happy Ramadan happy Lent mo dẹ̀ kí àwa tí a jẹ́ oníṣẹ̀ṣe pé ọba Elédùmarè kò ní jẹ́ kí ìṣẹ̀ṣe kó tán nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ bá wa pe àwọn èèyàn wọlé eléyìí ò ń ṣe pé à ń bá ìjọba Bọ́lá Tinubu jà àkíyèsí tí a kàn wà concern lórí ọ̀rọ̀ insecurity tó ń bẹ ní Nàìjíríà òun náà ni a fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí kò wá ń ṣe President Bọ́lá Tinubu nìkan ni à ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ à ń communicate náà pẹ̀lú àwọn tí wọ́n ti ṣe ìjọba rí láti Jonathan àti ṣé bàbá ìyẹn President Muhammadu Buhari tí ó kó àwọn jihadis wọlé tí ó fi di pé gbogbo ọ̀nà nísìn ni wọ́n fi ń bá wa jà èmi náà ti pín ètò yìí ǹjẹ́ yìí náà ti bá wa pín kó lè rìn sí ibi tó yẹ kó lọ fún wa lówó tún bá wa pín ètò I mean it's not fair but ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ń fún wa lówó torí mídíà nídòówó àfi tá a bá ń parọ́ fúnra wa àárọ̀ yìí àwọn bills kankan tó yẹ ká sáré take care nípa pé ká lè make sure pé our on air and take care okay and at the end of the day it's unfair that when we say support our media many of us are doing it many of us are not doing it I'm not sure why but a lè force yín kò wá ń ṣàwa nìkan la ní ká kẹ́ support the Yoruba self-determination media movement tó ń pè ní YSDM is the lead àwọn gangan ni wọ́n ń darí Yoruba Nation campaign àwa kò jẹ́ agbẹnusọ fún gbogbo ẹni tó bá náà ń ṣe Yoruba Nation yàtọ̀ sí Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fún Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí àmọ́ nípa délé tó ń gbé bọ̀ in tó bá òun ló lè ṣe nílẹ̀ Yorùbá káwọn ọmọ Yorùbá bá wà òkè pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ àmọ́ àwa ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún bàbá wa Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè tí wọ́n sọ fún President Bọ́lá Tinubu advice nípa pé insecurity tó wà ní Nàìjíríà lénìí ohun tí ń affect ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa nígbà tí Buhari wà níbẹ̀ ó ṣe wọ̀nba tó lè ṣe kó tó di pé ó kó gárágá ẹ̀ lọ ó ti kú ni ó wà láyé ni kò sẹ́nì kankan tó mọ̀ àmọ́ tá à ń gbọ́ ni pé Buhari nígbà tó wà lórí oyè ó create terrorist àwọn wo ló ń pè ní terrorist kò ń ṣe Buhari nìkan náà ni ó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa terrorist tí ẹ bá rántí arákùnrin kan náà tí ó wá láti ìlú kan tí à ń pè ní ṣé Bayelsa ni ìyẹn Goodluck Jonathan kódà òun náà jayé dáadáa torí pé Yar'Adua ló kú kó tó di pé Goodluck Jonathan ó wọlé dé àwọn pírẹsidẹ́ǹtì yìí wọ́n náà wọ́n ṣe wọ̀nba táwọn lè ṣe àlọ́wọ́ statistics wọn account number ló ń fi síta yẹn ẹ tó fún wa ní 1,000 à ń dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín ẹni tó fún wa ní £50 à ń dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín but ọ̀rọ̀ owó mídíà kò ń ṣòwò kékeré la need we need a lot of money that can be used to propel the message táwa gbé dání àwọn ògbé message kankan fi dání ni pé we are concerned that ẹ má bínú background noise kan wà nínú ilé wa ó máa reduce ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ ní láti mọ tó ń ṣe but a dúpẹ́ pé ìlú tá a wà yìí a máa ń take care many things so ẹni tó bá wá fẹ́ ràn wá lọ́wọ́ pé Mr. Koiki gbogbo ìgbà ló ń sọ pé onídòwó èmi ò ní tó pọ̀ bọ́ màá máa ṣe direct debit £2 every month màá máa make sure pé every month every week mo ń fún ẹ ní náírà but there is no point kakọ̀ náà ń ṣe program ká sọ pé kẹ́ fún wa lówó kẹ́ má fún wa torí tí mo bá ní internet nínú ilé mi a lè ṣe program yìí o gbogbo àná là ń gbé labroad I pay about £55 tí bá jẹ sky lówó nísìn wá disconnect internet mi that means pé gbogbo bí ta ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ láàárọ̀ yìí lọ́sàn-án kò sẹ́nì kankan tó máa gbọ́ wa So and some other things tá à ń ṣe náà yàtọ̀ sí yẹn. So we hope that many of you will support. It is good tẹ́ bá wá tẹ́ ń comment, but bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń comment yẹn náà ẹ make sure pé ẹ ń support, ẹ ń contribute. Ara ń tán pè ní movement nìyẹn. Mo wá dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa Òkèbí ọ̀run kò sí, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun. Mo kí àwọn oríṣiríṣi organisation tó ń bẹ tí a fi ń ṣiṣẹ́. Mo kí bàbá wa Olóyè Ìgbòho, èmi àti wọ́n ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ just like I have the privilege and access to him. Bó bá béèrè nọ́mbà àwọn ọmọ òní fún ẹ. Torí èmi náà ní nọ́mbà Joe Biden lọ́wọ́, gbogbo ìgbà ni mo ti ní kọ́ fún mi ní nọ́mbà Joe Biden kí n lè bá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation. Kódà gbogbo ìgbà tí mo lọ sí nọ́mbà 10 Downing Street, mo ní kó jẹ́ kí n access, mo fẹ́ bá Rishi Sunak náwọn gbólóhùn bíi méjì, just 2 minutes wọ́n fún mi ní access. So kò ń ṣe gbogbo ilẹ̀ máa láǹfààní àti bá olóyè sọ̀rọ̀, kò ń ṣe gbogbo ilẹ̀ máa láǹfààní àti rí, but ẹ máa rí lórí social media. Mo kí bàbá Akíntóyè at 89, àwọn wá advice Tinubu kọ́lọ̀ jẹ́ kó gbọ́. So ẹni tó bá ń béèrè mo kí Masbi, ẹni tó bá ń béèrè pé Koiki ó dá ọ̀nà ó láfẹ́ fi support ẹ lè lo Zelle, ẹ máa get in touch pẹ̀lú mi, màá fún yín ní Zelle number yẹn, ẹ kọ́ lo Zelle, ó easy fún àwọn tó wà l'Amẹ́ríkà. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà around the world, Musa Kalam 1 MUSAKALM 1@yahoo.com, ìyẹn ni fún PayPal. Then fún account number UK, òun ló ń scroll lókè yẹn. Then fún ti náírà, òun ló ń scroll lókè yẹn. But fún ẹni tó béèrè ti náírà tó ní pé síta 30 96 80 88 48, we need a lot of money. But ìyẹn ò ní wá ní ká má ṣiṣẹ́ táwa ń bá lọ. We will continue to do, and we hope that some of you will contribute. So there's a lot to catch up with, but lórí insecurity ni mo wá jókòó lé lórí. We might open the phone line. I am not here to come and talk about Iba Gani Adams and Olóyè Ìgbòho. So tí bá open phone line, do not go to that end. In tí mo gbé wá ní ká sọ̀rọ̀ ní lórí. Other platform wọ́n lè open phone line for that purpose. The purpose of this program has what it says on the write-up. A fẹ́ review the first 10 months of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. A dẹ̀ fẹ́ review the first 10 months nígbà tí Jonathan náà wà níbẹ̀ àti ṣé bàbá tí a mọ̀ sí Buhari eléyìn gòrò ọmọ Fúlàní tó di president mọ́ wa lọ́rùn. Question yẹn mo ti dá yín lóhùn lánàá. I am not going to be repeating myself. Níbo lẹ ti fẹ́ get the flag? I haven't got the time for that question. Mo ti dá yín lóhùn lánàá. So I can repeat the same thing. Mo sorry. So níbo ni ká ti kọ́kọ́ mú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí jáde? Gbogbo wa náà là ń rí àwòrán tó ń bẹ níwájú wa tó ń jẹ́ kó yé wa pé nígbà tí Tinubu ti wà lórí oyè yìí, èèyàn 6,931 nínú oṣù mẹ́wàá ló ti ṣaláìsí, ló ti jẹ́ Ọlọ́run nípè látara insecurity tó ń bẹ nínú Nàìjíríà. Kí ni wọ́n ń pè ní insecurity? Kò ń ṣe Nàìjíríà nìkan ló ń go through ẹ̀. Ẹni tó bá ń monitor in tó ń lọ ní gbogbo àgbáyé, àbí tẹ́ bá ń follow Koiki Media platform tó ń ṣe èyí tí àwa ti ẹlòmíì á tún máa send nǹkan tèmi ti sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí, but tẹ́ bá ń follow wa lórí X ká mọ̀ sí Twitter tẹ́lẹ̀, ẹ rí i pé ẹ catch up. Àwọn Biafra take advantage yẹn lórí X pẹ̀lú mi. I have about 40,000 followers lórí X ká mọ̀ sí Twitter tẹ́lẹ̀, and half of that are Igbos or Biafrans, because wọ́n believe pé n tí Koiki bá ń sọ níbẹ̀ organic ni, authentic ni, wọ́n ní láti ṣe iyèméjì. Mo kí Simon Ekpa. Àwọn Yorùbá tó ní problem pẹ̀lú Biafra, èmi ò ní problem pẹ̀lú wọn, mo máa ń sọ. I don't have any problem with them. Ẹni tó bá ní problem pẹ̀lú wọn, I don't give a toss. Ọmọdé ni yín ni, àgbàlá, ẹ má bínú. Because at the end of the day, tẹ́ bá ní problem pẹ̀lú wọn, ẹ sọ fún Tinubu kó jẹ́ kó máa lọ. Just like báwa náà ṣe ń béèrè fún ẹ̀tọ́ wa. And gbogbo ẹ̀sùn tó fi kan Nnamdi Kanu, ìyẹn Buhari, mo pè Tinubu á jẹ́ kó rí ẹ̀kú pé láti lè fi àyè sílẹ̀ fún dialogue àti intanpe ní diplomacy. Tí Tinubu bá ń sá fún dialogue pẹ̀lú àwọn Biafra, lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Nnamdi Kanu tọ́nà charge fún treasonable felony. Á jẹ́ pé we are all, and I'm not going to be responding to some of your comments that some of you are putting there because I haven't got the time to respond. Gbogbo comment ni màá rí, I will not respond to it. If I feel response, mo ní response. That's who we are as a host. Our land hosted. But you have the right to your own whatever comment that you put there. The Igbo people don't have issue with me. I don't have issue with them. Wọ́n fi lọ ẹjẹ́ kọ́ lọ. Ìtẹ́yìn náà ń béèrè fún àwọn náà ń béèrè fún. Mo kí àwọn Koiki Media team. Without them, I would not be sitting here. Àwọn gangan ni wọ́n ń gbé ètò Yorùbá Nation on my behalf. Tó pọ̀ jù, wá lọ ṣe interview pẹ̀lú àwọn bàbá kan, à ń ṣe farm project. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn tí wọ́n ń bá wa dá sí ọ̀rọ̀ farm project yẹn. Mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ìyá wa Janet Fashakin tí wọ́n fún wa ní encouragement yẹn pé ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe oko etílé. So oko etílé là ń ṣe tí a fi ń ṣàwọn nǹkan àgbẹ̀ díẹ̀ tá à ń rí ṣe yẹn. And at the end of the day, we can only be grateful fún ìyá wa Janet Fashakin, àgbẹjọ́ tó mọ tó ń sọ nípa pé oko etílé ẹ má jókòó kẹ́ sọ pé bí ń pa yín. This is the time that we come out. Nǹkan tó bá lè máa gbìn tètè máa gbìn. A sọ pé ogun ń bọ̀ nísìnyí, àmọ́ kébí má bàa pa ìwọ àtàwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí ẹ. Let's try to do some little farming, and that is the reason why ta ṣe ń fi platform wa ẹ̀rí gbogbo àwọn tá à ń gbìn yẹn tó bá ti jiná tán àwọn tá a máa fún láàrin àwọn tíìmù wa àtàwọn tó bá wà lágbègbè bẹ̀ wàá pọ̀ pín mọ́ra wọn lọ́wọ́. Mo ò ní ní kán send iṣu sí mi láti Nàìjíríà, màá fi pound sterling rà níbí. Bóyá tó bá rí gàrí ṣe tó bá jọ bí gàrí Ìjẹ̀bú tó ń ṣe tèkìtì, màá gbà lọ́wọ́ wọn. Gbogbo tó ń ṣe yẹn is to encourage our people at home. Torí gbogbo èèyàn kan la lè fún lówó. Bó fún yàn ní 1 million lẹ́nìí tó bá máa fi di oṣù kan á tún padà wá torí inflation ni. A dẹ̀ máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa inflation because paper tèmi jẹ́ kó yé mi pé láàárọ̀ yìí o inflation ti lọ sókè gan-an. Nigeria has borrowed up to 97.3 trillion. Ọlọ́run ló mọ́jọ́ tá a máa sanwó owó yẹn tán tá a bá ṣì wà nínú Nigeria. So insecurity ni mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ilé lórí. I am not here to castigate or blame President Bola Ahmed Tinubu because òun gbọ́ngbọ́n kọ́ ló dá wàhálà insecurity sílẹ̀. Wàhálà insecurity tá à ń rí lẹ́nìí has been there before Tinubu came to power because Jonathan wà lórí oyè, Ọbásanjọ́ wà lórí oyè, Yar'Adua wà lórí oyè, and the PDP ran Nigeria dry for 16 years. And that literally means that many of our people have always been in danger with the insecurity. So we just hope that this current administration will get back on track and protect Nigerians from the insecurity that has become one of the biggest threats to mankind. Ní àná, tí ẹ bá wà wẹ̀, àwọn terrorists attack Russia. Ẹ bá wa sọ fáwọn governors wa, bá wọn jà o, and we don't have any issues with them, but we are asking them to do the right thing until tá a máa fi kúrò ní Nigeria, because actually Nigeria is still a country. So if anybody tells you that kò sí nǹkan kan tó ń jẹ́ Nigeria mọ́, please run away from that person because irọ́ ló ń pa fún yín. Nigeria is still a country. Bí ṣe ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí. Nigeria ò tí wà dissolve. Nigeria ò tí kúrò lórí map. But we are praying that very soon Nigeria will collapse and we can have a better country out of Nigeria. Mo kí brother mi Abiodun George. Benny, we don't need to respond to comment because ó tẹ̀ máa ń distract. The reason tí a kàn máa ń respond ni pé ká kọ́ appreciate àwọn èèyàn tó wà lórí thread. So, but sometimes some people do not put, comment that is very good, and sometimes we just ignore it. And we can turn the comment section off, but kò ní wà interactive. So, ẹ̀rí pa àwọn platform kan wọ́n máa ń turn it off, especially some of the media. Kódà British High Commission máa ń pa comment section wọn torí àwọn Igbo dẹ̀ ni àti Biafrans, because wọ́n máa ń yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu gan níbẹ̀. Where do we start from? Mo try láti wo ibi tí mo fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ bọ̀ mo kí gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n káàkiri and different platforms and different groups that are working tirelessly. Insecurity is a big threat in any country. Lánàá, Russia was attacked. Ẹ sọ fún Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu pé mo ti dẹnu dúró látara pé mo ní Lagos State must be protected from the insecurity and intelligence report tó ń dọ́dọ̀ wa because America warned Russia pé wọ́n máa attack Russia. Àwọn wo ló máa attack Russia? Wọ́n ní àwọn terrorist. America wá sọ fún gbogbo àwọn ọmọ wọn tó ń gbé ní Russia. I mean, sometimes I wonder, àwọn ìlú ìmọ̀ náà wọ́n bára wọn jà, but wọ́n sì ní diplomacy láàrin ara wọn because America sì ní embassy ní Russia, Russia ní embassy ní America, even though, wọ́n bára wọn jà. And there was a veto yesterday at the United Nations as well. This one is very, very, funny. Àwọn tó ń bára wọn jà, wọ́n ti seize owó Russia, but wọ́n kúrò ní Russia. Ó yẹ kí wọ́n gbé embassy wọn kúrò ní Russia, kí Russia náà dé gbé embassy kúrò ní America. It just shows that, ìtọ́ba fẹ́ sọ fún wa là ń mọ̀, but gbogbo wọn náà lọ ṣe ń bára wọn ṣe lẹ́yìn. So we just hope that many of you will understand that this world is all about, the interest. Olúkálùkù ló ní interest ìtọ̀dọ̀ tiẹ̀. So kọ́lọ́n kó ṣàánú wa, is a very interesting word là ń gbé nísìn. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan síbẹ̀ ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, mo dẹ̀ expect pé as many countries around the world ti jí nísìn. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà l'Amẹ́ríkà, mo kí ẹ easy brother mi, ẹ settle down. Àwọn tó wà nínú Ramadan mo kí yín dáadáa, àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe mo kí yín, mo kí gbogbo àwọn medias, mo kí àwọn tó ń support APC, mo kí àwọn tó ń support PDP àti Labour Party, gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ronú pé insecurity nísìn kò kan èèyàn kankan mọ́ báyìí, àti APC àti PDP, everybody ti were affected. So regardless of whoever you are supporting, insecurity ó ti di problem sí every part. So ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré review àwọn tó ti jẹ́ past president bí a ti ṣe ń bá ètò yìí níṣó. Ẹ jẹ́ ká mú láti Jonathan. Nígbà tí Jonathan parí oyè ní May last year, Bill Grant interview kan, but this is what I picked up from Ripples Nigeria. Jonathan sọ pé insecurity my greatest headache as Nigeria president. Ìyẹn ni àkọlé program yẹn, headline yẹn rather. Then also mo kí African Confidential, mo kí gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ wà lórí program lọ́tùn lósì lọ́mọdé lágbàlagbà. According to International Center for Investigative Reporting, ní May last year, wọ́n sọ key issues on insecurity in Buhari's 8 years of administration. Mo kí bàbá wa Rasaki Adébánjẹ ṣẹ́gun ni mo kí àròlé Odùduwà. Mo kí ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ, mo kí ẹ̀yin mothers wa and fathers wa, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí Instagram, mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí Mixlr. And let's just move on because of time wa. And we hope we can do 3 hours if I have the energy. I might back call maybe at some point. So let's go further. Nígbà tí Jonathan tó wà níbẹ̀ bí ṣe sọ, ó ní tó dùn ún jù láyé tó fóun ní headache, òun ni insecurity tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà nígbà tóun jẹ́ president. Buhari náà ṣe ọdún mẹ́jọ, nínú ọdún mẹ́jọ tí President Buhari ṣe, òun náà wọ́n sọ nípa insecurity. Bọ́bí ṣe bá gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá sọ̀rọ̀ lénìí ni o, èmi kọ́ ni mo sọ. Vanguard jẹ́ kó yé wa pé nígbà tí President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ti wà lórí oyè, èèyàn 6,931 people ló ti fi ẹ̀mí ṣánlẹ̀ látara insecurity that has occurred in Nigeria. So in the space of 10 months that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president and the chief commander of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, came to office, we've lost close to 7,000. And you also know that when they give you this kind of figure, as we know we are Nigerians, even though we can say, kì í ṣe Nigerian, but Nigeria is still a country, so it's just a paraphrase, okay? So when you say Akishi Nigeria, until we become officially an independent country, tani country tiwa, then a lè máa sọ pé Akishi Nigeria. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, Tinubu kọ́ ló pa 6,931 Nigerians, but the death of these innocent people comes on his table because he is the current president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Kọ́nà ọba Elédùmarè kó bá wa wà pẹ̀lú Kate, ìyẹn ọmọ ìyàwó ọba, as she announced yesterday that she's got cancer. Even though we don't know which of the cancer, but we pray for her from this platform and we hope that she will recover as quickly as possible. And if anybody is going through the same similar problem, we are praying for you from this platform. So what we are going to look is what has happened and why. Let's first go to Russia, where yesterday we saw many news that filtered out that as we speak right now, ẹ sọ fún Babájídé Sanwó-Olú, ẹ sọ fún Governor Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún, ẹ sọ fún Engineer Ṣèyí Mákindé, ẹ sọ fún àwọn tó wà l'Ékìtì, ní Oǹdó, Ayétiwádà àti Kwara àti Adélékè ní Ọ̀ṣun pé kó jọ̀ọ́ a bẹ̀ wọ́n, a rọ̀ wọ́n, let them look into the insecurity that is happening in those states. And that also goes to other states across as well. So if you look at the headline right now in front of you, it says, and I quote, that yesterday there was a terrorist attack in Russia. Why? What is the reason? Moscow concert hall attack. We can now confirm that the death toll has risen to 115 people as suspects are detained. This is a live update. When we talk about the insecurity in Nigeria, if we compare security architect to Russia, but unfortunately, Russia still lost 115 of their citizens, maybe because they ignored the warning. Just like maybe, I don't know, I hope that our governors are taking the warning that we are giving from here. Tí kò ń ṣe pé wọ́n kàn sọ pé Koiki ò lè jókòó sí London kó máa dẹ́rùbà àwọn tó wà ní Lagos state àti other state, because everything is fine. Nothing is fine because Ṣèyí Mákindé parọ́ fún wa when on the 16th of January this year we saw a bomb blast attack in Ibadan. Many lives were lost. Many houses were damaged, and as of today, nobody. Ṣé rí pé ọ̀rọ̀ Ìbàdàn àgbọ̀mọ́ lórí social media, governor sọ kankan mọ́, and it seems that every Nigerian or ará Nigeria tó jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá, we moved on, even though àwọn tí mọ̀lẹ́bí wọn kú, they cannot move on. So when we look at the incident tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Russia àti tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Ìbàdàn, a lè sọ pé èèyàn mẹ́ta lọ́nà ó kú. I am going with what they are saying and I'm not going to add to it, but 77 people were injured. Some of them will be life-threatening for a very long time. But ní Russia lánàá, 3 months after tí incident ti Ìbàdàn ṣẹlẹ̀, 115 people have died and many people are still probably being looked after. As we speak also, Putin told some suspects are detained, but ní Nigeria, Ibadan governor, àbí Ọ̀yọ́ state governor, Ṣèyí Mákindé, has not come out to tell us those behind it. Nobody has been taken to the court, and it seems that everybody has moved on until we wait for the next one. These are the reason why we have to continue to plead with our governors not to take the insecurity in the land as a joke. They have a budget. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ń pè wá pé Mr. Koiki Fúlàní gbéyàn kan níbẹ̀ yẹn, wọ́n pààyàn kan síbẹ̀ yẹn, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. Go and talk to your governor, or we come out and protest against insecurity. I am not talking about against self-determination now. At least the insecurity in southwest of Nigeria today is more than enough for us to come out and ask for the right as well. So when we go and look at some of the image, and I guess we can show you some of the image is not as bad as it is. So I'm going to type in Russia on the X, and we hope that you are following us on the X for those of you that are following us. So I want to show us, what has happened so far with the ISIS, the attack, and ISIS is done? Yeah. Okay. All right. Every minute, 10 seconds. Let me quickly stand up.
Nígbà tá a la fẹ́ jà fún àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa táwa kọ́kọ́ ń bú ọba tá à ń bú jòyè èmi náà ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí bọ́ mo pera mi padà ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú àgbààgbà kankan mọ́ ẹ má bolóṣèlú kankan ẹ̀rù kálukú ń bẹ̀rù wọn ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ ọba ò lè sọ ìjòyè lè sọ ẹ jẹ́ ká ronú ẹ má jẹ́ ká bá àwọn bàbá jà mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ bú wọn mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ àṣẹ wọn àwọn ará pẹ̀lú wọn àwọn àgbà tán bá jólóṣèlú tá a bá fẹ́ kọ́ wọn rẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ á gbé wọn mọ́ra á gbé wọn mọ́ra ni à ní bú wọn mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ àṣejẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ má jẹ́ àdàlúrú a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì ṣèjẹ̀gbọ̀n a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì yìnbọn a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì dàlúrú gbogbo protest mo ṣe ní ìlú Nàìjíríà mi ò rí ibi tí mo ti ẹnìkan lè sọ pé mo pààyàn tàbí mo jó nǹkan náà tàbí mo bà nǹkan jẹ́ mo lọ písù torí pé olówó lèmi náà tí ò bá sólówó lára ń dì mọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tọ́lọ́run fún yẹn lọ́lọ́run fún mi mi ṣe tálákà tó dé pé mo dìde fún jà Yorùbá big man ni mi àwọn tó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi tó súnmọ́ mi tó ní owó ní kí ni mo wá lọ bẹ̀ pẹ́sọ́wọ́ lè mò ń fẹ́ ni kí n sọ yìí tí mo fẹ́ mo ní ìsọ̀rọ̀ owó àní ọ̀rọ̀ ìran mi ni mò ń sọ kí n wọ gbowó kí n gbéra kí n pé mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ ọba àgbowó mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ oníbodè òfin gbowó kí n kójó wọlé kọ́kàn mi balẹ̀ kí n dá wa mọ́tò kí n mọ́ rìn bọ̀ kí Fúlàní mọ́ da mi dúró ń títì kí n délé kí bàbá sọ pé kí n gbé tírélà sùn kí n mọ́ gbé lọ àwọn bàbá wo lè lóko mọ́ wọn ò lè lódò ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ká ti àwọn bàbá wa lẹ́yìn ká dá security ti wá lẹ̀ ká sọ fún wọn kí wọ́n bá wa fọwọ́ tì í ká lé wọn kó nu oko wa ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ Jésù Olúwa wa.
Easy mo kí ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò mo kí egbò ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà l'Amẹ́ríkà tẹ̀sẹ̀ ń jí ẹni tó bá mọ bó ṣe fi support wa ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ àsọ ọ̀nà tẹ́ máa fi support wa. So ẹ jẹ́ ká wo platform yìí is the terror alarm. So this particular platform is now giving us a background and the development of what has happened in Russia yesterday, that over 119 people have died. We pray for the souls of those that have departed, and we hope that many Yoruba people would understand that when we talk about the insecurity, kò ń ṣe pé I hate Tinubu, kò ń ṣe pé I hate àwọn governors wa àbáwọn olóṣèlú wa. Oh, kò sí volume lórí MixLR, ẹ má bínú, let's see what is going on there. The volume is good. The volume should be fine. The volume should be fine. The volume should be fine. Bí a kẹ́ refresh látọ̀dọ̀ yín. The sound is fine. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Alao Baba mo kí ẹ, Ògúnmọ́lá Abíọ́dún mo kí ẹ dáadáa. Happy weekend. Fẹ́yìn tẹ́ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Ẹni tó bá mọ tán pè ní MixLR is a platform that gives you the audio version of what we do right here on this platform. So tó bá click lé lórí, kódà ó dákẹ́ ní notification ẹ̀ because ìyẹn máa tètè sọ fún yín pé mo wà live than our platforms to cool. Facebook doesn't give notification. I have 500,000 followers, but you can see that the numbers is not there. But tó bá yẹ pé mo gbé chief wá síbí báyìí nísìnyí tí mo ní chief o àti kinní kan èrò máa pé báyìí ẹ like gossip èmi ò dẹ̀ ní time for gossip. Intèmi deal pẹ̀lú ojú ọ̀rọ̀ gossip lọ. Mo sorry, a lot of people love gossip. So that's why tẹ́ bá rí àwọn headline kankan ibẹ̀lẹ̀ máa sáré lọ gbọ́n nǹkan tó ń sọ níbẹ̀. But eléyìí ta fi educate yín tó wà important ẹ̀ ní ṣe gbogbo wa tá à ń ṣe òkú yẹn platform wa lọ sí over 28 mo kí ẹ over 1.something k nísìn àárí gbogbo wọn mọ́ nísìn. But mo wà sure pé tí olóyè bá wọ London nísìn tó dẹ̀ ń bọ̀ láìpẹ́ lágbára Elédùmarè tí program yẹn lọ lọ́wọ́ announcement yẹn máa wáyé àti ìmọ̀gbà tó máa jẹ́ ẹ má béèrè lọ́wọ́ mi ní mọ́ǹtì wo ló máa jẹ́ gbogbo ilẹ̀ máa wá jókòó sí bíbáyìí tó bá yẹ pé mo kọ́ àwọn sisters kankan tí wọ tọkọra wọ bra tó jókòó tí mi ní bíbáyìí tó bá yẹ pé à ń sọ̀rọ̀ àlùfàǹṣá bíbáyìí máa dàrú but I don't know kò ń ṣe pé àwọn èèyàn sí lórí platform wa I have 500,000 people across board lórí Facebook nìkan. I need over 44,000 lórí YouTube. Mo ní 30 something. So my numbers are very good and the statistics is good. But in time fẹ́ ni pé ibi tó ti ń ṣe fracas, ibi tó ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ àlùfàǹṣá, ibi tí a máa bára wa jà, bẹ́ẹ̀ bó. Èmi ò dẹ̀ ní time yẹn. I have my time to educate you on what is happening. Torí kò ń ṣe Nàìjíríà nìkan ló ní problem insecurity. So let's look at this quickly. Russia confirms the report that Islamic State was behind hashtag Moscow terror attack. According to the Russia intelligence, has identified names of the 4 shooters, all ISIS members of Tajikistan. Ẹ máa wonder pé Koiki kí ni Tajikistan tí ISIS wà? Báwo ló ṣe wá di pé wọ́n dé ọ̀dọ̀ tiwa náà? Tajikistan is a country in the Central Asia. Bí ìwọ ò bá mọ̀, terrorist náà máa ń wọ plane, wọ́n máa ń wọ mọ́tò, wọ́n máa ń wọ ọkọ̀. Wọ́n ò ní sọ fún ẹ pé terrorist làwọn until tó máa fi délùú yín. Just like many of àwọn tá à ń rí as immigrant tó ń wọlé lórí boat. Ẹ rí pé stop the boat tí UK ń ṣe is because ẹni tó ń wọlé yẹn á ní details ẹ̀. Láàárọ̀ brother wa kan wọ́n jubilate pẹ̀lú mi láàárọ̀ yìí lórí ọ̀rọ̀ immigration wọn bọ̀ àyà wọn tún já díẹ̀ màá ṣàlàyé fún yín. I said it again and again, I don't do visa, but tó bá wọ UK gbogbo ọ̀nà tó máa fi jókòó sí ìlú ìmọ̀ sọ fún ẹ, but I'm not gonna say it on the social media because it is not permissible for me to say it. Ẹ rántí pé mo ní brother wa kan pè mí pé ọ̀rọ̀ home office àti àwọn tó ń fa sùúrùtù wọ́n wá pè mí láàárọ̀ ẹ̀ àyà wọn tẹ̀ já torí home office bá kọ lẹ́tà sí ẹ tó ò bá rẹ́ni ṣàlàyé fún ẹ you will be very scared. So when he called me and he actually told me that he received a letter, ẹ má bínú pé mo digress. I am just going there because the UK is saying that they want to stop the boat of immigrants coming into this country that we don't know who they are. Some of them are killers. Some of them are also pedophiles. And èmi ò lè lọ́mọ nílùú yìí tí àwọn kan wọlé tá àwọn ibi tó gbà wọlé kí Ọlọ́run má mú wa kọ́mọ jáde ó di pé tiwa ò ní rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílùú yìí o, ìlú yìí náà ti yàtọ̀ sí ti tẹ́lẹ̀ o. Ibi táwọn ọmọ yín bá ń lọ ẹ má sọ fún wọn pé adult ni wọ́n pé ìtòrí wọ́n ti pé 16 because nílùú yìí I am not talking about Nigeria. When your children are 16 years old in this country, they have the right to say they are not going to live with you. So ìwọ ló máa ní cordial relationship pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ tó bí sí ìlú yìí so that you can be able to say to them that ayé ò rí bó ṣe rí yẹn before you start talking about prayers. Ẹ má fi ọ̀rọ̀ prayer nìkan bá àwọn ọmọ yín lò nílùú yìí. Ẹ jẹ́ kó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ yín. Torí mẹ́wàá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílùú yìí o ẹni bá kàn ló mọ̀ o especially àwọn tó ń wọlé èmi ò ní dárúkọ àwọn ìlú kan o àwa Africans tá à ń wọlé àwa wá hustle ni o àwọn míì wọlé for a purpose wọn ò ní activate until the next 10 years and that is the reason why UK is scared and concerned about immigrants tó ń wọlé pẹ̀lú boat láti France àti ibikíbi tó ti ń bọ̀ gbogbo wa la mọ̀ pé ilé ayé ta wà lénìí ó ti yàtọ̀ sí ti tẹ́lẹ̀ o. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kí asunkún ọmọ o èyí tẹ́ wà nílé náà Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ asunkún ọmọ bọ̀ irọ́ là ń pa torí pé a máa sunkún ọmọ tí kò bá sí security níbẹ̀ wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tán nísinsìnyí so mo kàn ní kí n update ẹ̀ ní ẹ̀wà so alright then yeah mo ti ṣì kátẹ́gùn fẹ́ sínú ilé no wọ́n kàn change mechanism that's all alright later bye. Má bínú family come first ni and I'm working from home so ìjọ tá bá ti ní studio gbogbo yẹn á change there but má bínú sí wa that was my wife that called. So when my brother called me this morning he has now been granted a bail to remain in this country but kò ní understanding it so he was scared kódà wọ́n share document yẹn pẹ̀lú mi is not for public consumption adúpẹ́ pé Ọlọ́run fi mí sí position báyìí ọmọ Yorùbá tó bá ní problem má lọ ṣe fraud o má pààyàn o má commit crime o bó tó bá wá sílùú yìí à pilot ẹ à guide ẹ tó o bá tẹ̀ níwèé à sọ àwọn kan tó lè ṣe tọ́lọ́run lè fi jẹ́ kí ìwé yẹn bọ́ sí ó lè má wá yá o bàbá kan pè mí níjọ́ Thursday 16 years ló ti lò nílùú ìwọ tí níwèé but Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kí ìwé yẹn kó bọ́ sí it took me 15 years kémi náà tó ní ìwé tèmi má wọlé lẹ́ni kó sọ pé o fẹ́ ra mọ́tò lọ́la o kó máa gun mọ́tò kiri bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣoníwò má farawé àwọn tó wà lábúrọ́dù tó ti dé o má farawé wa o because ìwọ ṣe ń dé o gbọ́dọ̀ settle down má promise anybody ní owó ní Nàìjíríà torí pé o lè ìlú tá à ń gbé yìí is one of a country where wàá máa wá £10 ọlọ́njọ́ orí 1 week o lè má rí £10. I am not joking. I have lived here for 24 years. Mo mọ tí mo ń sọ o. Máa wọ mọ́tò tó bá ní bus pass o. Wọ́n ń gbéyàn lọ́lé torí ẹ̀ o. Hey, má farawé àwọn mo ní cousin mi kan nígbà yẹn àwọn ọmọ náà máa oyè yín. Àwọn máa ń ṣe oríṣiríṣi ni. O wá lọ́ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀kan tó bá fẹ́ wá wọ train. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo ń sọ ibi 10 years ago. Wọ́n ní wọ́n fẹ́ sanwó train. Cousin mi àwọn ọmọ jọ́sọ má kó bá mi nà ó mọ̀ pé nǹkan wà lára wa. Wọ́n á fẹ́ lẹ̀pa mọ́ cousin mi yẹn ó máa ń dìjà gan láàrin ara wọn so àwọn méjèèjì sì wà nílùú yìí o má farawé èèyàn o wọlé sílùú yìí farabalẹ̀ gbọ́ ètò tá à ń sọ níbí sọ fún àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí ẹ̀ tó wà nínú ilé má lọ farawé àwọn tó wà ní bábá ṣọ́ọ̀pù àwọn tó wà ní bábá ṣọ́ọ̀pù wọ́n níwèé o ẹlòmíì ò ní sọ fún ẹ pé òun níwèé ẹlòmíì lo dátà oríṣiríṣi o ìwọ̀nba lèmi máa sọ fún yín o lórí ọ̀rọ̀ migration so brother mi yẹn pè mí. Eventually, a letter was sent to him this morning from the Home Office. And the content of the letter was just a very simple one. And the letter just stated that he has been granted bail, but ní oṣù tó ń bọ̀, mo ní sọjọ́ tó jẹ́ gangan, wọ́n ló gbọ́dọ̀ wá máa sign. Ayé wa ń já, ó wá ní Mr. Koiki, ṣé kò sí pọ́n máa gbé mi lọ sílé? Mo ní no. I signed at London Bridge àti Old Street ní City for more than 3 years. Ó tẹ̀ ju 3 years lọ kódà inú mi máa ń dùn tí bá fi lọ sign ni because it is a way to say that wọ́n renew ìwé yẹn torí pé wọ́n fẹ́ mọ̀ kó ṣì wà nínú ilé ọ̀rẹ́ wa kan ta ní kó lọ sign bẹ́ẹ̀ tó sign ó padà dé Nàìjíríà o so mo fún brother wa yẹn ní fọkànbalẹ̀ so if you have anybody like that tó jẹ́ pé Home Office kọ lẹ́tà sí yín pé kẹ́ wá máa sign I beg you please go and sign. You are not the only one going through immigration. Tó bá ti bí ẹ sí bíbá, o máa go through it. So bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn. So why am I going through that? It's because many people today might be asking, why do we have insecurity in Nigeria? We have insecurity in Nigeria for so many reasons. Ẹnu ṣòwò rẹ̀ ni mo ti gbọ́ pé we have about over 8,000 porous borders. Borders that people are just opening and then they can. I mean, do you know that people? Ṣẹ́rí bẹ́ẹ̀ nìkan ni wọ́n ń lo agbára lé wa lórí. And I don't know why Bola Tinubu, the president, have not opened up the Benin Republic borders. He needs to open that border because kò séwu kankan ẹ má dẹ́rù bẹ́ anybody 3 years mo fi lọ sign so please I know what I'm talking about kò séwu kankan yíyan kan lọ máa lọ sign I signed in this country for more than 3 years so kò séwu kankan níbẹ̀ oríṣiríṣi èèyàn rẹ̀ ló wá ń sign. Once again, the question about the insecurity in Nigeria today is also the same thing that every part of the world is facing. And these are the reasons why táwa ṣe ń pariwo pé a fẹ́ kúrò nínú Nigeria because Nigeria is not a country to protect our interest. So let's quickly finish up the Russia side and move swiftly. Russia has confirmed that they've been able to identify 4 of the shooters and this is what you should expect a government to do. Governor Seyi Makinde, I can call you that you are a failure because you could not give us a picture of people that bombed Ibadan. You could not give us a details within 24 hours. Kò tí pé 24 hours. Ó dìgbà tí ìrọ̀lẹ́ bá mọ́ ni a máa sọ pé the bomb attack and the shooting of innocent Russians. We have now been given a name and picture of the attackers. That is why we are saying that Nigeria will never be a country because there's so many complicity. Even Nnamdi Kanu said so during his appearance at the Abuja Federal High Court last week, when he says that some of the government officials are also in support of the insecurity in the southeast. So, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà nílé tẹ́ máa rò pé bóyá tá bá jáde tẹ́yàn ní ẹ̀wọ̀n máa bọ́ǹbù Lagos State orí shut up ṣé wọ́n ló fẹ́ bọ́ǹbẹ̀ mo ti gbọ́. When Russia was advised that wọ́n máa bọ́ǹbù concert, wọ́n máa attack wọn, wọ́n ní irọ́ ni wọ́n pa, wọ́n listen sí àwọn tó fún wọn ní intel yẹn. That happened like a week ago, according to the American embassy. But we can now confirm that lánàá, there is now an attack in Russia. So ìwọ tán ní Koiki báwo ló ṣe máa fẹ́ attack Lagos State? Èmi náà kúkú ní family níbẹ̀ kọ́ ló máa fi ṣẹ̀ṣọ́ gbogbo wọn ni. But it is the job of the government of Lagos State to beef up the security and do not take anything for granted. I'm not sure why we are having a game problem this morning. We are Instagram to the 30 minutes because normally it gives us 3-4 hours. So I'm not too sure why it keeps disconnecting like we had that issue. So I have to go and find out why this is happening. So we are what to change the rules one because I'm on go live lórí ẹ̀ káàkiri problem yìí for a very long period. I don't understand. So let's restart again and see what is going on. Once again, happy weekend and welcome to the program. Please share the program because this is an educative platform, and remember to donate to support this platform. It is easy for you all to just comment and write, but it's also important that you contribute to the development of this platform. So, a nationwide alert, a nationwide alert has been sent to all police departments across Russia. The suspects still have weapons and explosives. Ẹ rántí pé tá a bá tẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ weapon ní tìbàdàn, ó jẹ́ kó yé wa pé explosive ni wọ́n lò. The suspects still have weapons and explosives, and there might be a second attack later today or tomorrow. This is what we expected Oyo State government to have done by giving us the picture and the name. Bóyá wọ́n fún wa ní picture tí mo ti rí, ẹni tó bá rí ẹ bá mi fi ránṣẹ́. But what I can say is that we are not on Russia. I want to see if we can find the video of the attack yesterday so that we can be able to see how that attack is. This is a video. Okay, did you see that? So what you are watching right now, and then muting sound here, but sound the that is the video from the attack yesterday. Ìwọ tó ní Koiki má dẹ́rù bà mí ní Nàìjíríà kò sí kankan. Well, the same thing ni ó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Russia. It's not the nice one to talk about. Ẹ wo after tí wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn wọ́n ju àdó alóró àbí òdó alóró àbí oògùn olóró àbí I'm sure you all know what that means. And all this happened yesterday. Kò ń ṣe last year lélẹ̀ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ o, àná lélẹ̀ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀. So ìwọ tó ń sọ pé kò sí kankan, mo ti gbọ́ Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kí kankan wà. Mo fẹ́ òbí a máa rí tinú ìtọ́ ṣe gangan. There was another video tó yẹ pé inú auditorium yẹn gangan ni ó ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí a ti confirm pé ISIS ló ṣe attack yẹn, and we can hope that ISIS tó ń sọ yẹn ṣe rántí pé ISIS náà wà nínú Nàìjíríà. They are very deadly. Àwọn burú ju Boko Haram lọ. And gbogbo insecurity tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà lẹ́ni kò ju pé wọ́n ní hidden agenda. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo Moscow attack. Maybe I will see. Mo fẹ́ show tinú auditorium here, but if I can't find it now, I will look for that and I will come back to that. Wọ́n wọlé wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn. So let's move swiftly so that it doesn't waste our time. Now, ẹ jẹ́ ká ka article yìí kájọ ká together. This article is focusing on Bola Tinubu's government in the last 10 months. Mo kí bàbá Idris, Pastor Mo, mo kí Ima, mo kí bàbá Williams Alade, mo kí ẹ̀ntẹ́ darapọ̀ Simple Rahim àti gbogbo ẹ̀ntẹ́ darapọ̀ máa lórí Instagram. Mo reason ti Instagram ẹ̀ ṣe ń disconnect every now and then. Shout out to those of you that are listening to me on the Twitter space because I also have that on. I guess I have Arewa and I have I can't see your full name there. Okay, Arewa Akikanju a beautiful name there. Thank you so much for joining us, my sister. And also, I think I should follow you back because you're also following me. It would be nice to follow you. Thank you so much because you're always here with us. Let me also appreciate Adex Smith. I'll follow you as well because you are here with me. And I guess I should also say thank you so much to Gabriel Indidi. I guess we have mixture of Biafrans. Thank you so much. I can see your shout out there, Arewa, and we appreciate it. I'll try and speak as much of English to cover the program as well, but bear with me. Yoruba will also be coming on. Mr. Jima Razak says, Russia will show them Pepe. Just watch the end of these terrorists. Those are what you call country. And this is why Russia is supporting Niger, because it seems that France were taking kid glove with the terrorism happening in that axis. So let's talk about President Bola Tinubu in the last 10 months, and then I'm going to talk about Buhari, then talk about the Jonathan. Then we open the phone line, and the question this afternoon will be, what can President Bola Ahmed Tinubu do differently to at least curb the insecurity until the country will dissolve? Because the country hasn't dissolved. We don't have access to the military because we don't have our own Yoruba military. I know the Biafra has their own military, but yet there's still some attacks going on in the south, but they're doing their best to protect their loved ones. What can we do? What can we be telling President Bola Tinubu to do right now to protect everyone, and even those that doesn't want the breakup of Nigeria? So that will be a call that will come around 1 p.m. local time in London. We are now 12:30 local time. You are 1 hour ahead of us in Nigeria. So that will be about 2 p.m. Nigerian time. So I'll open the phone line so that we can get your contribution. But for now, please do not call, but keep your comment coming. I can see many of your comments. JY Mokie, only yes, 6,931. No, not in 1 month, or in 10 months. In 10 months. So let's read this quickly. This was put together by Clifford, a politics editor. And let's read. On the March 14, 17 officers and men of the 181 Amphibious Battalion, Bumadi, were killed at Okwama community in Ugwali South local government area of Delta State on account of land dispute between Okwama and Okoloba communities. The 17 soldiers, including one lieutenant colonel, 2 majors, and a captain, met their Waterloo during the alleged butch peace talks in the community. The murder of the military men has led to a military siege in Okwama, in which houses have been razed and no fewer than 50 people also have reportedly been killed. 2 wrongs cannot be right. But we know that things like this should have been dissolved if we have a system of land dispute that can be resolved. But unfortunately, this is what happened when you have a lawless country that you call Nigeria. We hope to start our rally very soon, Mr. Abdul Basit. We can just say that we can not sit back when we can start rally, even with the insecurity in the southwest, is an opportunity and an advantage as well. Mukibaba Adebisi Boboye. And shout out to many of you that are listening that have not mentioned your name, because Maurice screened me to be able to appreciate you all. Now let's go through some of this report again. The 67 reported loss, may their soul, even the military, rest in peace. I mean, I am not here to condone people killing the military, but things like these have been something that we have been expecting to happen when you have a country that did not work and it's never going to work. But Nigerians are praying and hoping that the leader will come in and resolve the problem. 67 reported lost souls lost to the Okwama crisis are now among 6,931 people killed across the country. 36 states, including the FCT, in the last 10 months since President Bola Tinubu assumed office last year, May 2023. But in the past as well, the former President Muhammadu Buhari, in his own first 10 months in office, in May 2015 to March 2016, according to this data and statistics, Nigeria lost 8,856 people to insecurity. So that means that so far, Tinubu has not done much worse than Buhari, but that does not mean that the lives of the people that have died does not matter. Every life matters. Muki Grandma Felicia Ajagbe. Also, the numbers of people that died in the first 10 months of the former President Goodluck Jonathan from May 2011 to March 2012, Insecurity claimed 2,000. So, Tabawo, the numbers, you will then start multiplying that. If we are talking about almost, let's just wrap it up at 7,000 people died during this regime of President Bola Tinubu. That means since the time that Jonathan left office, compare that to today, that is about extra 5,000 innocent people have died in the space of 10 months compared to when Jonathan was in office. What could be the reason for this? What could have been done to stop it? Why have we seen more deaths of Nigerians when we should be talking about less deaths? Because it shows that after Jonathan left office, the numbers also increased to about 8,000 at the cap. That is about 6,000 more when Buhari came to office. And we know that if they are saying that Buhari in the first 10 months, in the 8 years of former President Muhammadu Buhari, over 28,000 Yoruba people died. I have not given us the statistics of those in the Middle Belt, the Southeast, or the North part of Nigeria. But from our own record, 28,000 people died in 8 years now. Now, I want us to do some maths. Let's start dividing things around. Let's give and take that. What is the average of people that died in the space of 10 months? Tinubu tiwa níbẹ̀. So let's say that about 7,000 people have died so far in the last 10 months. So if we divide 7,000 by 10, that means Nigerians are losing average of 700 people every month. Wow, that is a staggering number of deaths. 700 Nigerians die every single month since President Bola Tinubu took office as the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the chief of blah blah blah, as it is known. My question now is, why Muki brother Miyemi Fatuki, Muki went out in Lagos Island and the mainland and all over Nigeria, if you're watching me from the north. And I want us to write things down because this program is much about data and statistics. If we say that 7,000 people have died in 10 months, divide that by 10, that means that we are losing 700 people every month. Now, let's work it out. By the time Tinubu Mamafi shaved 4 years, I'm not talking about 8 years because he doesn't have the mandate for the next 8 years. He only have the mandate for the first 4 years. Let's even work it out now. That average of 7,000 people are dead or being killed every year for the next 4 years. So 7,000 multiplied by 4, that means that we are likely to lose 28,000 people when Tinubu will be completing his 4 years. Again, if you divide that by the numbers, you will now realize that why is it difficult for Tinubu to stop the insecurity? Why is it difficult for our governors that are collecting that are collecting huge amount of security vote on a monthly basis, but yet they are unable to stop the insecurity? The reason is not because of Tinubu. It is because there is an agenda. That agenda has been there, but we are all living in denial that it is never going to happen. Evidence have shown that there are some individuals that are not going to allow Nigeria to be governed in a way. Again, I've been told that the Constitution is also one of the problems. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria does not permit our governors to take security in a big way. And when we talk about the constitution, many Nigerians argue that don't worry about the constitution. Tinubu is there, the Jagaban. He will be able to resolve it, even though in 10 months he has not killed many people. And when I use he has not killed, he is the president. So that means under his desk, many of the innocent lives that have been killed is not up to the proportion of when the former President Buhari was there. I mean, it's just about difference of 1,000 anyway. Because when Buhari was there, we lost about 8,000 Nigerians in the space of 10 months. When Jonathan was there, it was 2,000. So, Kabawo trajectory yẹn fún ẹ̀yin tẹ́ argue pé we can still manage and fix Nigeria. But we know that we are forcing that information, because if truly not that Nigeria did not have the wealth, but unfortunately some of the military, like Buratai, the criminal guy that should be in the custody of the DSS and not Nnamdi Kanu, is walking around the place. He was the chief of defense staff under Buhari. He stole so much money and he built so much wealth from the lives of innocent soldiers. Not all the military are compromised, but we know that majority of them are compromised because of the insecurity that Buhari left and allowed Boko Haram, ISIS, ISWAP to be used as security architect. And we have a lot of evidence. I'm sure some of you remember Endeavour. And I can play you those videos and I can tell you that if we do nothing today about the insecurity, by the time Bola Tinubu the current president, there will be more lives of innocent people that will die, and it's because we are it's because the people that are meant to be coming out to talk about this, they are all standing on the side. This is what Tony Elemelu should be talking about. This is what Dangote should be talking about. This is what Mike Adedola, Alakija, and the rest of them, and the elders in both sides of the, the union called Nigeria, which is a fake union anyway. But rather, they are moving with heavy security. If Tony Elemelu has to drive from one point to the other and he's not going to go through helicopter, he would be using heavy security to pass through so that nobody can attack him. We have talked about the insecurity. We have talked about that we are not one. But it seems that many people are telling us that we are one. But it's just that we cannot manage ourselves. And I'm asking, are you sure? Let's start with this. The video is not available for me yet, but hopefully we'll try to get those videos on our software so that we can show you. This pastor talked about Nigeria.
I pray God will give Asiwaju the courage to do it, because it will affect even himself. It will affect all the APC powers. It will affect all the MDs of banks. The MDs of banks are the destroyer of this system. The powerful, the high and the mighty, he is stepping on their toes. I pray God give him the grace to do it. The next thing he should do, tell him if you know him, is to restructure this country. Nigeria is a fraud. One particular tribe repressing the whole of us. Did you hear what Central Bank governor wants to do?
And this is Pastor Emmanuel Femi, is the presiding pastor. I'm trying to find the name very well. Living Spring Chapel International. His name is Pastor Femi Emmanuel. I can show you his picture, but bear with us. The video is not available right now for me to show you, but we hope that we can get that video on later on in our software. We can be using it because he has allowed us to use that video until we. So that is the picture of the man speaking. Okay, so just in case you are wondering, and don't sorrow. So let's go back and watch more. This is Pastor Femi Emmanuel, and we pray for him. These are the men of God that we want to be hearing more from, that are saying as it is. If any of your church is saying, let's pray for Nigeria, maybe they are praying for Nigeria so that there will not be bloodshed, but they should not be praying for Nigeria to continue to exist as one country, because We are not one. We were created by this evil man that was working for the British, known as Lugard and the girlfriend. Moki Yawa Grace Olushoto, Moki Babawa Prince Adebayo Shitu, Moki brother our Babawa Olua Falabi Sheun, and the rest of you, Yawa Elizabeth Adesonya, Moki Babami Egbomi Adebanjo Shegun. And please, like I always say, you don't have to agree with Christian and Muslim, but on this platform, I will not read your comment when it is derogatory to Christian and Muslim. I will not allow you to talk about, hey, TJ Subawa, you can do your own video with your picture and video and post it on the social media. I will not share it, but it is not worth talking about such. We can talk about Nigeria in a different way, but we understand that, people will still be Christian, people will still be Muslim, and people will still love their tradition. But do not try to pull others down. We know that they are part of the problem, but we are changing the narrative. And I guess in the last 3 years, àti rán àwọn tó jẹ́ pé Christian ni wọ́n tán ní yes, kò sí nǹkan tó rán tẹ́ bá lọ ṣe ìṣẹ̀ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Àti rán àwọn Muslim tó ní yes, Muslim ni mí, but kò ní kankan ṣe tá bá lọ ṣe ìṣẹ̀ṣe, ìbílẹ̀ má lè ṣe, but kódà mo lè fáwọn èèyàn lówó tó bá fẹ́ ṣe. We have been changing that narrative, but the last thing I will tolerate on my platform is to say, please. You can do that on your own. Gbogbo Atlani Facebook. Inú ẹ̀tàn kámẹ́rà sórí fóònù yìí kẹ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ Pastor Fẹ́mi lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
The Department of Central Bank to be moved back to Lagos, where you have 99% of the headquarters of bank. The north is agitated. Don't take Abuja back to Lagos. They don't care. If you all become beggars, it's okay for their oligarchic mentality. I talk like no other pastor talk. I talk like no other pastor talk. Because I have seen into governance, I have seen into the church. And I know where the problem is in this country. Are you hearing me? They may not like what I'm saying, but they cannot dispute the truth. This country cannot go on like this. Okay, I was talking about those who migrated. I don't blame those that want to japa. Initially I was saying don't japa. Do you hear me say that again? Japa if you want to japa. Because you look at the country and say, what future? If it goes on like this, what future? If it goes on like this, civil war is imminent. If it goes on like this, military intervention is imminent. Do we want to go back to that? No, something must happen. I have always believed that something must happen. Do you see the way we pray in this church? Make Nigeria one. We don't pray. Nigeria is not one, and it can never be one. We are different nations tied together by force. We should still be one country, but let everyone govern himself the way he likes. Are you hearing me? Let the Niger Delta have their oil. Let the East have their resources. Let the Yoruba people have their resources. Let the North have their resources. Let them manage their security. Give them state police. Let everybody guard his borders. Let everybody generate his economy. Why must we generate oil in the Niger Delta and take it to the north? Why must we generate IGR here, or the VATs, and take it to the north that generate nothing? The 10 key northern states have Sharia. Sharia says no to alcohol. Sharia says no to tobacco. But alcohol and tobacco is what give us VAT here. And you take the money from there to spend where you say you don't want, but you like the money.
Mo kí àṣà ti ṣe mo rí ní background ẹ ṣe gan ni ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun bàbá mi. Bàbá tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ là ń pè ní Pastor Fẹ́mi Odúnwọlé rí lórí screen yẹn. Ní orí screen náà ẹ rí Lord Lugard àti girlfriend ẹ̀ Laura Shaw, àwọn tó dá Nàìjíríà sílẹ̀ nìyẹn. Bàbá yìí tó sọ pé Ọlọ́run kọ́ ló create, Ọlọ́run ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú creation of Nigeria. Ẹ jẹ́ ká túbọ̀ gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ilé nǹkan sí. Mo kí wọ́n ẹ tẹ́ wà lórí ètò. Ẹ bá wa pín ètò yìí, ẹ pa àwọn èèyàn wọlé. Tó bá dago kan in 15 minutes a máa ṣe ojú òpó. Tá a bá ṣe ojú òpó, a sọ̀rọ̀ Gani àti Ìbà àti Olóyè o. Ẹ gbọ́ mi dáadáa, ẹ bá gbẹ́nu lé, màá já yín kúrò lórí kọ́. Ọ̀rọ̀ insecurity là ń sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí. Kí ni President Bola Tinubu máa ṣe fún wa láti dákun àwọn tó ti pa? Mo máa sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí o.
Fraud, unfairness, injustice. Where did we sit down to make Nigeria 36 states? where did we sit down? Nigeria was negotiated 3 regions: North, West, East. 1963, by plebiscite, Midwest came. Where did we sit down and say we shall be 36 states plus Abuja, and the biggest one taken to the north? More local governments. Then we came with federal character. You are qualified, but from the tribe you came from, you can't be qualified. Now, you can't pass any law in that National Assembly without Northern approval. They are in larger quantity, deliberately made so. So how do we go from there?
Or whatever you have said, you see, it's not ignorable in the circumstance that we have found ourselves. It cannot be used positively to make peace, rather than condemn him, ask him to go, is to arrest him and put him behind bars. That's not the story now. But the situation we have found ourselves calls for everyone to come to round table and appeal to their people. Sunday Igboho might not be the best of person, but the fact remains, when crises, when they come from the lower cadre people in the society, and they're the ones that can talk to their people. The big men stay in their house, send people out to go and solve. My appeal is that Sunday Igboho, no matter how stupid or how you perceive him, he must be brought and be used positively in the resolution of this crisis. So that's my view. So
that was the former governor of Ekiti State. Mo kí bàbá wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí Mr. Fẹ́mi Ọlọ́run ọba Elédùmarè, or Pastor rather, Fẹ́mi Emmanuel, Ọlọ́run bá wa lọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀mí yín, Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ ká rí yín pé bàbá. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹni tó bá ní nọ́mbà wọn, I would love to see if you can grant us at least 60 minutes ká fi rí wọn bá sọ̀rọ̀, kó wá fún wa ní ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run, kó dẹ̀ wá fún wa ní ọ̀rọ̀ gbìyànjú, torí pé pásítọ̀ báyìí bá sọ pé ní ọ̀dọ̀ tiwọn o, àwọn pray fún Nàìjíríà mọ́ o. Then ṣé àwọn ọmọ tó ń sọ ni? Mo kí bàbá wa Rich Tinadu, wọ́n ní 19 to 36 states with 19 northern states. Grandma Awoniyi, ẹ kú tọ́jú Koiki Media fún ìgbà ọ̀sẹ̀ kan tí mo fi sí lórí program. Gbogbo wa ló ń pè mí, mo kí àwa Comfort Ológunjà lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣẹjọ́, ẹ túbọ̀ ran platform yìí lọ́wọ́. We need a lot of your support financially so that we can be able to do so much. Now, because of the time constraint, let's go straight to Buhari 8 years, because in 12 minutes I want to open the phone line so that you can also contribute into this program. And I'd like to appreciate those of you on the Twitter space as well. We see if we can open 1 or 2 of you that wants to have something to say. Key issues on insecurity in Buhari's 8 years in government, dead or alive. Because so many pictures of Buhari, Additional was doing a lot of magic with Buhari's face. Sometimes he's old, sometimes he's, but whatever it is, people believe that Buhari is still alive because they can see him in Castina. But Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the IPOB, says Buhari died and he was buried in Saudi Arabia. I believe that, but I don't have the evidence. Because this world that we are living, there's a lot of shit going on and there's so many double agents. So Mokiwa, if you want to support us, the account number is been posted on the screen. It's voluntary. You don't have to, but every donation is important and every media asks for such. It is ethical. So that means it is something that we can continue to ask so that we can be able to run the operation. I'm not relying on the YouTube because nobody is giving me money on YouTube. So YouTube revenue is nothing because we lost the revenue since last year, April, on the most important platform of KOIKIMEDIA. So for 1 year, we are not making any money on YouTube. Many people are making money on YouTube, whether they are doing Yoruba Nation. My children watch a lot of programs on YouTube that is giving them money. Kódà, mo rò pé bí akíndọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ àwọn content wọn máa dẹ́rìn pa àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké, and that will be a different platform, and I'll be making a lot of money because sometimes I wonder what my children are watching that they have like over 1 million views that is generating a lot of money. So it's a platform that is there for making money. But Lai Mohammed reported my platform just like Simon Ekpa and others. With the YouTube, my page was almost going to be brought down, but because I live in UK, they couldn't do that, but they stopped the monetization on the 44,000 subscribers. And with only 1,000 followers gone, 1,000 plus, one for one advert, thought they make some little money. Can you imagine any only 44,000 followers? on YouTube and no revenue in the last 1 year. So don't come and tell us, oh, Kilabe Fowoshe, lobby Babet, yeah, if that is one of you asking stupid question like that. Modupelo intend support to her. So let's move swiftly. Key issues on insecurity in Buhari's 8 years of administration. When Muhammadu Buhari was sworn into office as the president of Nigeria on May 29, 2015, known as Say Baba, he reiterated his campaign promises that his administration would concentrate on the economy. You can ask whether the economy is working today. Fight corruption. You can ask yourself whether Buhari was able to fight corruption in 8 years with Osibajo, and tackle insecurity. Those are the 3 areas that Buhari promised. Eba fi account number sita Okpe lórí Facebook as well. Ẹ má jókòó sí background torí gbogbo kékèké tá à ń jù sẹ́yìn náà. Ara tọ́ba ti fún wa náà la fi ń sẹ́ndẹ̀ sí. Tọ́ba sẹ́ndì la fi ń sẹ́ndì sí yín. Tábà rówó làwa náà sẹ́ndì sí yín. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá jẹ́ tí wọ́n tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa torí pé gbogbo wa náà la jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ yìí. May 2023, as Buhari's tenure winds down, it was one of the most evil government that we've ever faced in the history of Nigeria. Even as I speak to you today, Nigeria is now owing $96 trillion. Sorry, I take that back. Fresh borrowing, as now, this is Vanguard headline today, in 23rd of March 2024. You can see the headline. Federal government fresh borrowing has driven up Nigeria's public debt to 97.3 trillion. Whether being pay, Iyanje, that does not matter. Oh, Emma Binu, I still have this face of Lugard there. Emma Binu, I should have removed that. That bomb bastard Lugard. So you can see that Emma wo baby tí ó already here because ibẹ̀ làwọn ọkùnrin máa wò ní síbẹ̀ kan ní mo ní kẹ́ wò. Èyí tí mo ní kẹ́ wò ní ó wà lọ́wọ́ òkè, where we can confirm now that the borrowing of Nigerian debt has gone to 97.3 trillion. Buhari was one of those that created that problem. Why? Because everybody thought Say Baba was coming to give us insecurity, fight corruption, and also tackle the economy. You can ask yourself, what has been Moki Grandma Ajayi? What has been the end of Buhari after 8 years? Mr. Jimo Razak, I will be reading some of your comments as well. Please put the comment out. When it's funny, we are talking about people that almost 7,000 people. What about those people that died because of lack of hospital? We are only talking about people that died. We are right about insecurity. What about people that died, lack of hospital, so many other deaths that should not have happened if a country was working called Nigeria. So, nígbà tí Buhari máa fi lọ ní last year tí Tinubu máa take over, many people now realize that wow, even Tinubu came and say ọmọ Buhari obalu ìjẹ́ ó ṣe díẹ̀. A special adviser on President Buhari and publicity, Elenu Yawara, Yefemi Adesina, stated in a 90-page document released in Abuja that Buhari's effort had a favorable impact on the paramilitary. Really? Buhari himself has said at a military event in Abuja on the May 10 that since taking office, his administration had successfully provided the security forces with the necessary equipment and contained the operations of terrorists, bandits, kidnappers, and other criminal elements. So where was the money? A lot of money was allocated to security, but we never saw the money. Mokibaba Williams, Aladini, River Niger, and Mongo Park, another crime against humanity. Once again, we should be asking ourselves, what happened to all the wealth that was meant to be used for the insecurity in the land? Many Nigerians today do not even know what actually happened to those money, because those money were moved out of Nigeria. Mokibaba Dayo Omolaja. Eba Mafi number sita in readiness for those that want to contribute as well to the call when we open the phone line very soon. So let's move swiftly. However, Iroba lologun ọdún ní Yoruba sọ. I want to see if there's any people commenting on other platforms, but the line will be open very soon and the number will be repeated, but the number is the one on the screen because we are using the software today. If you're wondering what software I'm using, it is called the OBS. OBS is free. I'm not advertising for them. I don't get any percentage from them. But I have been using OBS because I feel comfortable with it. I was using XSplit when we started, but I've changed that to OBS. Muki, Eyiti, and Boa all over the world. Don't worry when you don't see many people watching us. They are waiting for freebies. And I don't do freebies on this platform. The only freebies I do is for you to listen and so that we can determine our fate out of Nigeria due to so many reasons. However, according to data by the Council on Foreign Relations, Nigeria's security tracker, checked by the ICIR, known as the International Center for Investigative Reporting, show that a non-state actor killed 31,821 people between May 2015 and April 2023. This has nothing to do with people that died on the road accident. These are people that died, and this is a lie because we know that this number will be more than that. Williams Aladini, Ekiti Rally, wake up call. So we are told that about almost 32,000 people died between May 2015 and April 2023. According to the Nigeria Security Tracker, don't believe everything they say, just multiply these by 3 and you realize that over 60,000 innocent Nigerians died. The WhatsApp number to call in to add to your voice is +44, which is the UK code 740-440-5917. And the number is already coined on the tray in case you're going to be calling in very soon. If otherwise, I'll just continue with the program. But about recall, we'll pick it up. The NST website tracked violent incidents related to political, economic, and social grievances directed at the state or other affiliated groups. Remember that even the European countries came out to say Buhari funded Ebube to kill innocent Biafrans. Imagine a president is funding insecurity to kill innocent people. Genocide continue in Nigeria, and it continue because nobody's speaking. Mukibabawa Omo Lawa Singh. I have not been on TikTok because TikTok is not a true platform. They remove us, and we are not too sure whether we're going back anytime soon. According to a report published in January 2023, cattle rustling in Nigeria has evolved from sustainable community practice into a significant illicit economy, delivering material profit to conflict actors and multiplying arms. Since 2011, the country has experienced a surge in number of rustling incidents, resulting in thousands of deaths, loss of livelihood, widespread destruction, and displacement of people. We know that our people started leaving their community. This is the program that you should be listening to give you the insight of why we are shouting a right to self-determination. This had a debilitating impact on the country's stability. And you can also click on that link so that you can contribute your own as well. Every little helps. Yes, I've been following your TikTok. I don't know whether it's banned yet, but there's a process that I want to ban it in America. In Nigeria Northwest, according to this report by Global Initiative, and I'll be sharing all this link with us very soon. In Nigeria Northwest, North Central regions, in particular, cattle rustling has contributed to growing instability by increasing levels of violence. The Nigerian press is awash with stories of heavily armed groups raiding communities, killing people, stealing large herders of cattle. Also of note are the violent activities of the self-defense groups that have emerged in response additionally. In some of the Nigerian most volatile regions, including the northern Plateau and southern Kaduna, as at last year, December, over 500 people were killed alone in Plateau State. That added up to the number of the 6,993 people that were being killed in the space of 10 months. When you even talk about Plateau, Kaduna, many Nigerians have been kidnapped as at yesterday and as at today, but sometimes this information do not get to us until after weeks and weeks. These are some of the reasons why we are saying that, is it still workable to remain in Nigeria? Why are you sitting behind the fence? And when to mama pariwo lórí show, lórí program, where we are saying that, let us ask the question, is Tinubu capable to stop all these killings? I'll come back to those right up in a minute. You can join our video conversation. But this is also the time for you to call in and also add your own input. Plus 44 74 04 05 917. So that Kemani Afinlaye láti pè wọlé. So my question is, have there been an agenda that there are some people that doesn't want Nigeria to progress? Rather, they are taking our resources. We know that the West are also participants behind the curtain, behind the scene in many of these attacks. We hope that President Bola Tinubu would also look into the dead bodies of Adogon and Alhaji Fatai that were moved away from Igboho's residence on the 1st of July 2023. They haven't committed a crime, yet they were murdered. We can also add that to why Buhari killed many Yoruba people. These two have mothers, wives, children. So we are saying to President Bola Tinubu today, why are you not taking a radical step? We have a Yoruba as the Inspector General of Police. We have a Yoruba as also the IG, the military. You've given us all this position, but yet the country is still in this terrible situation. And I think if this video is still there, let's watch it. These are Boko Haram terrorists. I'm going to mute the background noise from that terrorist activities. This is in Nigeria. This is not in Congo. This is not in Cameroon. These are young under 20s, fully armed with AK-46 and RPG. You can see them in the Nigerian military camouflage, operating on the Nigerian highways. This is not a new video. This video has been in my archive since we started this movement. And you can look at triple DRS all the way in Woolwich. Mukiyawa Margaret Ibijoke SA says Tinubu is only there for his own benefit. Ṣé pé wọ́n dá mọ́tò ilé tó ń kọjá ìmọ̀? Ṣé pé wọ́n juwọ́ sí mọ́tò yẹn? Maybe lára mọ́tò tó bá wọn operate nìyẹn. These were the people that killed 32,000, according to what we are told by that statistics that Buhari spent for the last 8 years rather. But we have been told continuously that there is an agenda, and that agenda will be fulfilled even if Tinubu is there. Now that Tinubu is there, we have seen that many Nigerians were kidnapped as schools, just like it happened during the Jonathan as well. Ìwọ tó ń jókòó sẹ́yìn tó ń ní kò kún ẹ́. Ìyá wa Adébímpawó ní ìgbàmọ́ ni, oh my God, these boys are young. They are not just young. These are full-grown terrorists, deadly. They will kill you. Just reason say the vehicle to kọjá. Let's see if we can get that vehicle again. Look at this vehicle coming out. You thought that they're going to attack it. Rather, one juwasi vehicle yẹn. Ṣé rí pé wọ́n juwọ́ sí wọ́n ní kó máa ṣé rí pé ètò gbé ìbọn ní the other side ó ń ṣe bí patrol ó ní kó máa lọ. Tó bá jẹ́ pé àwọn Yorùbá ni ẹ rántí fídíò tíyàn kan ṣe pẹ̀lú bàbá wa Oríyọmí Hamzat ọmọ ẹni bóun ṣe sọ pé ìbíyàn kan ṣe ní ọmọ Yorùbá lòun kọ́ pa lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. And maybe I should play this right now. While this video is going on, I will not play the next video until we listen to this audio that was sent to us. Ẹ rántí audio yẹn. Ẹ má ti pè wọlé. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ audio yìí. This was a man that was kidnapped, and I guess we can bring the image. Remember was it a BUA transport? I can't remember the name, but agbejade listen. Kidnap. Yeah. Ó dà ń pọ̀ lélẹ̀. There was a particular one that happened, ṣé BUA transport that tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ láìpẹ́ yìí. Mo fẹ́ play audio yẹn, but mo fẹ́ mú story yẹn jáde. Kidnappers. Tí ọmọ kékeré kan wà nínú mọ́tò tí ó dá jókòó. Olele náà GUA. Now, I want everybody to focus on the next audio. Tá a máa play nísìnyí. I'm gonna keep quiet, but I want our mind to go into and let me try to. Okay, we can still see the GU there, boss. GUO boss. A máa wá play audio tó jáde just after the young man was released. He was not released. He actually ran away after money was paid, but yet his life was still in danger. Ọ̀dọ̀ ta ni mo ti wá rí audio yẹn nísìnyí o. Because it's been a while now, and I think I will send it to myself, which I'm searching quickly. Let's see here. Mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, and I hope it's this one. I hope no kò lè jẹ́lẹ̀ because January dey ní message delay kò lè jẹ́lẹ̀. I don't know whether any of my team is listening. If you have that audio, mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Yẹmí Fátókí, as usual, I've seen your receipt. And you have been doing this for a very long time. We appreciate it so much. Mo kí Wàlátà olórí ẹbí wa. Níbo ni màá ti rọ́díò yẹn tán ni mo send ẹ̀ sí tí màá lọ play back. Mo send ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn kan nígbà yẹn with the right top as well. So let me see if I can go into this my aunty. Yeah, Olele, yes. So I think I better send it to myself again so that a kò lè wà lọ́wọ́ mi as a record. A máa play ẹ̀ ní sí mo ti rí audio yẹn. I want us to focus on these are part of the criminal guys don't kidnap àwọn èèyàn wa, and they've been doing that and they're still doing that, but we are wasting our time because we are hoping that Tinubu will resolve insecurity, economy, just like Buhari told us as well, but we now realize that Buhari was also not going to do that, but he deceived us. Let's listen to this. This is a very powerful voice that was sent out some few weeks ago, not up to 2 weeks.
Good evening, uncles, aunties, cousins, brothers and sisters. My name is Onyinloku Martin Sode, your beloved. Words cannot express how I feel towards the love that you have displayed on this platform, physically, emotionally, and through your prayers during my captivity. It's not an experience that you wish your worst enemy. Knowing that you were there, and with God, I was strong. I persevered. The torture, the beating, the long trek all through the night, was horrific. I have never contemplated Dr. Martins, will ever experience such a thing before I meet my Lord. Not even during my days in the military have I seen this kind of suffering and experience this kind of unpleasant situation. Conventional armies do not serve prisoners of war this kind of punishment or torture them in this manner. We went through horrific moments. I went to hellfire and came back. Dreaded 15 soldiers dressed in military regalia, bandits, took us on that fateful day on the 9th of February. Killed my driver that I was discussing with. I was in the front with him. The bullet came from my direction and hit his head. And before you say Jack Robinson, the vehicle was in the bush. That was the beginning of my miracle. That I survived that bullet and it went straight to the driver was a testament to how God was prepared to keep me. From that moment, we entered the bush with speed. In 30 minutes, we have covered close to 1 hour. In 30 minutes, I mean to say, we have covered up to 2 kilometers. It was something else. 4 women and 6 men. 10 of us were treated like animals. No food, no water, nothing. The only thing that we had free was oxygen provided by God. We were lifeless. We were tired. We were weak. We were frail. Still, they were beating us. They beat us for 3 days to profile us, to kill our spirit before they named our ransom. For me, the target was on me because they felt I was mature and of course a bit distant. I don't know how they placed their judgment. And they told me that I was going to pay 50 million. I couldn't comprehend myself. I couldn't think anything else. How dare on earth will 50 million come? And I asked God, was it a judgment? Am I going to die here? Am I going to die here? Death was near. Guns were all over the place. Strangers, deadly Fulani people who don't even like to speak Hausa, let alone English. Yeah. But I still found favor with one. He calls himself Alahaj. I think he was the one that shot that driver. But as God will have it, we became so close because he was the only one speaking Pidgin English and of course a bit of Hausa. So I found my way through his heart. He covered me for some time, which almost landed him in trouble too. The rest group thought he was making life comfortable for me. So they took him, and for 3 days, I didn't see him close to me again. And through that period, the torture and the beating increased on my part. It was terrible, brothers and sisters, uncles. But I knew I had people who were fighting very hard, physically, emotionally, through prayers, to secure my freedom. The freedom eventually came, and I thought I could have it. Inaligo, my brother and my friend of many years, agreed to bring the ransom out of the entire families that were represented. He chose to be there because of the love of his brother, which was me. And he came thinking he would just come and drop the money and take me home. The unbelievable happened. He also became a captive. I got close to him when I was separated from the rest 10 people. I thought I was going to be killed. They pushed me aside and then took me through another route. Then I met Tinubu and the uncle of the little baby that was left on the road, who also came with him with a ransom, about 68.1 million naira in total. Mine was slightly above 4 million. And they were angry that the 5 million they agreed didn't complete. That became a subject matter, and they wanted to take our lives. Automatically, they jack up our ransom to 10 million. 5 million for Inalebu and 5 for myself, afresh. And that began another round of torture and movement through the endless forests from Akure to Kogi State. We went through the rocks, rain fell twice. We were inside the rain. We were on the ground, on the soil. Rain beat us there. On top of that, they set up fire. They wouldn't allow us to enjoy the fire. They were wicked. I call them Lucifer's army. I also call them 666 squad. They are ugly people. They are fallen people. They are not people to call brothers. They are not people to call human beings. Very, very, very wicked people who will take your life at any provocation. A second with a terrorist or bandit was a grace. They could spring up any surprise anytime. They cock their gun at random. They point it at us at random. They took us round a place where they showed us graveyards. And they said, if our ransom will not come the way we are delaying, that will be our end. And in my mind, I would dispel that immediately. It's not my portion. I am a child of God. I harp on Christ. I harp on the Bible. I was contemplating and I prayed always, speaking life to myself, and that like Daniel, like Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, like Peter, like Paul and Silas, I am untouchable. My name is Zoe, and I have a daughter called Zoe. The very water of blood, the life of God that flows through me will sustain me. Graveyard is not my home. I am too young and specially made for this place now. I will never die. And that has been my confession. And it worked. I pray God to take over the territory and deliver unto us. That worked also. Brethren, this is a great testimony on my part. And I want this to vibrate and revibrate around the whole globe. That yes, it's real. That enemies, black angels, dark angels, foreigners from nowhere are in our land trying to seize and take our confidence and take our land from us, take our money from us, take our aspiration from us. And that is what they are doing. They told us that they are available in all the forests of Nigeria, from Maiduguri, Sambisa to Port Harcourt, that there is no hiding place for any Nigeria, that they were deceived, that they were given the guns by even government. So why would they not use it maximally to get what they want? That they are homeless, that we sleep on air conditions, that we enjoy, that we have the luxury of entering cars, that they trick from state to state in bushes, that they are not humans, that they can destroy, that they can kill anybody for money, our money or our life, that they were not joking. They live by it, by the word they say. They punish us, they hit us at every point, every point. We trick and go. If you stumble, they will hit you. Just like the crucifixion experience of Jesus Christ, as he was taking the cross. That was how we were going, and they were beating us to the Golgotha. I had a half bag of rice on my head with some of their gadgets that they put in a bag and placed on my head, trekking in the night at long distance, tired, weak, feeble, afraid. Still, they didn't say it. They beat me. They beat him at the Warsaw. They beat him to stupor. I was so afraid that he was going to die. One night, they hit his eye, that he was crying. I say, all for me. It was terrible experience. Brothers and sisters, it was indeed a terrible experience. With this shock, it's not easy to live in Nigeria. It's not easy again to live in Nigeria. I think about living. I think about my village. I think about the people at home. We are surrounded by Fulani people, deadly Fulani people, bringing afflictions into the very heart, into the very soul of Nigeria. The citizens, that was what we experienced. To this end, I would like to thank everyone, all of you who showed love, who displayed love, who prayed, who cried in your closet. You couldn't eat, you couldn't breathe. You were thinking about Onyiloko, you're thinking about Inado and our families. It was serious. I want to thank you so much for all that you have sacrificed for me. Emotionally, your finance, that none of you or your children will experience this kind of problem. You are free. God will open way for you. You are covered in the blood of Jesus. I just say I should make this voice note so that everyone can hear and then replay it and continue to hear over and over again. Thank you so much. We are eventually free. We were not set free. We escaped. It was too dangerous to escape, but we have to take that route because death was on the way. God gave us strength to escape. In the land that we didn't know, in the forest that we didn't know, surrounded by rocks, deadly animals, creeping animals, snakes, wicked, wild animals, but we made it out, trekking long distances for hours, journeys that would take 3 days. We made it. All our food hurting, no more blood, no more strength, no more power, nothing, no food, no water. We drank the water from a stagnant environment, similar pool that cattle take from. Everything. We were made animals and felt like we were animals. Still, the life of God was in us. We ate leaves to get vitamin C. There was one particular leaves that one elderly woman showed. We were eating the leaves to get strength and to get vitamin C. That really helped me because I was always very dry. I was always indeed very dry. But again, while in the hospital, a general test was conducted on me, and only malaria they discovered. God healed me in and out. I am free. I am healthy. I thank God. I thank you people all. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I am grateful forever. I am indebted to all of you. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Which is it for you, Dr. Obadiah? Do you think the government is unwilling or unable to protect the people of Southern Kaduna?
In fact, it is not only unable, it is unwilling, and we have good reason to feel that they are part and parcel of the killers. Let me make some revelations to you.
That's a very big allegation, Dr. Obadiah. The government is part and parcel of the killers.
Yes.
That's big.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. How will the government just say, oh, it is revenge killing and so on? Then you leave it there. Oh, because it is revenge killing and so on and so forth. The body language of this administration, the body language of the state government shows clearly that they have a hand in the killings. No doubt about it. Because, you see, General Abacha, and people don't give him his due. Do you think you would have tolerated such nonsense? And let me make some revelations, because some of us also have our own
intelligence networks.
Okay.
Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. One or two who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the northern governors is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and the same thing. They have a sophisticated network. During this lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics, moving money, and distributing them in different parts of the country. They're already in the south, in the rainforest of the south. They're everywhere. They told us that when they finish these rural killings, they will move to phase 2. The phase 2 is they will go into the urban cities, going from house to house, killing prominent people. I can tell you, this is the game plan. By 2022, they want to start a civil war in Nigeria.
If you don't allow we Biafrans to go, that zoological republic called Nigeria will be a worse place than Somalia. And today it is happening. And if you have not applied for your Somalian visa, please try and do so. Should I say Somali visa? Try and do so as quickly as possible, because the zoo is on the path of destruction, and there is nothing man can do to reverse it. Mark today's date and what I'm telling you. Nigeria will be destroyed beyond human comprehension.
Impediment to Yoruba development. It's the impediment to Odua development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1962, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
Other countries were refused at first, but we have to remember, and this is a really important point, that self-determination is an inalienable international right and a law as well. And other countries will recognise Scotland's democratic choice expressed at the ballot box. They will recognise that, because that is the route that many other countries have taken in order to become independent. And just to make that point, that international law is very pragmatic on that point, so we should have confidence in that.
Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits. They kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
The weight of Nigeria is not the weight that any normal, ordinary human being can carry, except with the help of Almighty Allah. It is evident, therefore, that the Almighty Allah is with our president. He is carrying the weight for him.
So what do they expect of us now that this war is on our doorstep? Of course, there has got to be civil mobilization. And if we keep waiting for this to be centrally handled, we're all going to become, if we're not already, slaves in our own land. That for me is personally intolerable. It's not an acceptable condition. And whatever it takes, I stand ready to contribute in.
But our historic memory includes the notion that your greatest days were under Ivan, Peter the Great, and Catherine the Great. In other words, when you could control your neighbors. And people don't want to be controlled anymore. They want to be free to chart their own course. I'll never forget the first time a man with impeccable military credentials, the warden of Rhodes House, who was Viscount Montgomery's aide de camp in World War II, said, you know, you're going to have to leave Vietnam for the same reason we had to leave Nigeria. We left Nigeria. There was a horrible war. 3 million people died, but we had to go, and you're going to have to go. And I said, why? He said, because they don't want you. You know, people want to chart their own course. They have to feel secure.
It is not in their hands because, you know what, power belongs to the people. Anything we want is what we're going to get.
Once again, I want to ask this. Do you think this dream is realizable without a war? And are you prepared to fight another war?
This dream can be realized without a war. And let me put it this way, as soon as the people, the various ethnic groups in Nigeria realize what Nigeria means to each and every ethnic group, they will subscribe to our position. So it is realizable without a war. Before the white man came, let me ask you this, because it's an interview, which means you can ask me questions and I can ask you. Before the white man came, was there any Nigeria? Before the white man came, did Nigeria exist? It's a simple question that I'm asking you. Dele, did Nigeria exist before?
It didn't, no.
It didn't exist. Then why are African people, black people dying over something that they did not create? Did any Yoruba man create Nigeria? The answer is no. No Igbo man created Nigeria. No Hausa man did. No Fulani man did. No Kanuri man did. No Jukun man did. When you come to Nigeria, it's always a debate about it is our turn. It is our turn. It is our turn to rule. Now, there are over 250 main ethnic groups in Nigeria. If you keep rotating the presidency every 8 years to each and every ethnic group, times 8 by 250, how many years are you going to get? So some people will die many times over. They will reincarnate many times over. The presidency hasn't come to them. Nigeria is a joke and an absolute mess. It was not created by black people. Therefore, it cannot be sustained by black people. I want to see an Africa where a Yoruba nation, a Yoruba mega nation extends from Togo all the way to Edo State. That's what I want. Because that is authentic Africa. I don't know why Africans are so beholden to something that is alien to them. Are you a white man? The Luga that created Nigeria is a white man. What are you doing as an African defending something that a white man created out of, should I say, a racist intent? Nigeria was an ordinary company, Royal Niger Company, an ordinary business venture that the British converted into a nation. And Africans are killing themselves trying to maintain something that a white man created. Sometimes I wonder what type of God made African people. I don't understand it. And that is why you have this neo-colonialism. That is why the British High Commissioner had to go to Tinubu to ask him, how do you end this protest? Because if this protest continues, you're jeopardizing our oil. Now the Kano can use it as an advantage to go and get Biafra. They asked the army to go in and kill people. You people are being ruled by your colonial masters. Your fate is not in your hand. You're in a country that is 60 years old, so to speak. There is no electricity. If I am a Nigerian, I can't come out and say I'm a Nigerian. I'll be ashamed of myself. For 60 years, you have no electricity. For 60 years, no good roads. For 60 years, no good schools. For 60 years, your politicians are traveling abroad for medical treatment. I ask you, what is there to be proud of about Nigeria? Name one thing you can be proud of. Name one thing. It's a question I'm asking you, Dele. Tell me one thing you can be proud of in Nigeria.
Nigerians are amongst the brightest people in the world, including the Igbo people, of which you are one. You're a very brilliant man. That is Nigeria in your DNA.
I was born a Biafran, not a Nigerian. Nigeria is a historical mistake.
Was there a birth certificate at that time that wrote Biafra on it?
Of course, yes. You want me to show you? I'll show it to you. I can email it to you. It's not here with me right now. I can email it to you. My person is Biafra.
I don't mind.
I will email it to you. So you see, what I'm asking is, if Nigeria never existed until the white man came, why are you as a black African man defending it? What's a white man created? Why? When you have Yorubas in Benin Republic, Yoruba is in Togo, they speak your language, they eat your food, they dress the same way you do, you have the same culture, the same value system, the same orientation, and I'm asking you, and the white man came from Europe and said, oh, you are Yoruba from Togo, you speak French. You're Yoruba from Benin Republic, you're going to speak French. But you're Yoruba from Nigeria, you speak English. Are people not perturbed by that? That level of dehumanization, that level of subjugation. You see, the one thing that shocks me about Africa and their class of intellectuals is the fact that they are willing to swallow hook, line, and sinker anything the colonial master gives to them. And I've asked you this very question. Can you go to Europe and create a country as a black man? The answer is no. Then why must you accept what a white man is doing in Africa? Do you see why we are poor and very backwards? Do you see why Nigeria can never have 24 hours of electricity? Never, ever, ever, ever. Because the foundation is faulty. The orientation of Fulani Janja, people were protesting SARS killings in the south. Fulani people in the north, you are busy having fun and laughing and smiling. And you want to be in the same country with them. Your value system, your reasoning, your understanding, your orientation can never ever be the same. Never be the same. Why did Britain leave the EU? Then I'm asking you, are they not Christians? Are they not Democrats? Are they not, don't they believe in free trade and voting people in and voting them out? But then why did Britain leave the EU? Why? The same Britain that left the EU is asking me not to leave Nigeria. Nigeria that is only 100 years old. Your grandfather was not a Nigerian. Was not. So why must you throw away the history of your family, the rich history of Yoruba people? Because a white man called the place Nigeria. Why must you do that? Why? Can I go to England and name them and name them Albania and say all your history is now gone? We are doing our ancestors a disservice. And let me tell you why Black Africa cannot go forward. Some people, not you, some people accepted this nonsensical balkanization of Africa with their useless flag independence. And your ancestors are in the grave. Your ancestors that before the white man was born, they are in the grave. You jettison their history and their identity. You banish it, you denigrate it, you insult them by accepting this garbage called Nigeria, and you want them to be happy with you. That is why no black African country can see development. No black
impediment to Yoruba development. Is the impediment to Yoruba development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1962, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
So, I purposely took us back. Those videos are not new. Those videos are probably even about 3.5, 4 years ago. But they are still very relevant to the current state of things. Let's quickly listen to this and come back in a minute.
Nígbà tá la fẹ́ jà fún àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa táwa ń kọ́kọ́ ń bú ọba tá ń bú joyè èmi náà ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí bó mo pera mi padà ẹ má jẹ́ ká bú àgbààgbà kankan mọ́ ẹ má bolóṣèlú kankan ẹ̀rù kálukú ń bẹ̀rù wọn ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ ọba ò lè sọ ìjòyè lè sọ ẹ jẹ́ ká ronú ẹ má jẹ́ ká bá àwọn bàbá jà mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ bú wọn mọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ àṣẹ wọn ra wọn la pẹ̀lú wọn àwọn àgbà tó bá jólóṣèlú tá a bá fẹ́ kọ́ wọn rìn wá lọ́wọ́ á gbé wọn mọ́ra ni àní bú wọn mọ́ ẹ mọ́ jẹ́ àṣejẹ̀gbọ́n mọ́ jẹ́ àdàlúrú a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì ṣèjẹ̀gbọ́n a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì yìnbọn a lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì dàlúrú gbogbo protest mo ṣe ní ìlú Nàìjíríà mi ò rí ibi tí mo ti ẹnìkan lè sọ pé mo pààyàn tàbí mo jó nǹkan náà tàbí mo bà nǹkan jẹ́ mo lọ písù torí pé olówó lèmi náà tí ò bá sólówó lára ń dì mọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tó lọ́n fún yẹn lọ́lọ́run fún mi mi ṣe tálákà tó dé pé mo dìde fún jà Yorùbá big man ni mi àwọn tó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi tó súnmọ́ mi tó ní owó ní kí ni mo wá lọ bẹ̀ pé sọ́wọ́ lè mi mò ń fẹ́ ni kí n sọ yìí tí mo fẹ́ mo ní ìsọ̀rọ̀ owó àní ọ̀rọ̀ ìran mi ni mò ń sọ kí n wọ gbowó kí n gbéra kí n pé mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ ọba gbowó mò ń lọ ọ̀dọ̀ oníbodè òfin gbowó kí n kójó wọlé kọ́kàn mi balẹ̀ kí n dá wa mọ́tò kí n mọ́ rìn bọ̀ kí Fúlàní mọ́ da mi dúró títì kí n délé kí bàbá sọ pé kí n gbé tírélà sùn kí n mọ́ gbé lọ àwọn bàbá wo lè lóko mọ́ wọn ò lè lóńdò ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ká ti àwọn bàbá wa lẹ́yìn ká dá security ti wa lẹ̀ ká sọ fún wọn kí wọ́n bá wa fọwọ́ tì í ká lé wọn kó nu oko wa ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ Jésù.
Wow. As the program is almost coming to an end, it's about 2 hours, 21 minutes. I'd like to appreciate every single one of you. The message to President Bola Tinubu today is that 6,931 Nigerians have died. That's average about 700 Nigerians every month in the last 10 months. The longer it doesn't do anything to protect Nigerians against the marauders of the terrorists, the ISWAP, and so many other insecurity across Nigeria. Nigerians will at some point have no other option, to defend themselves. T.Y. Danjuma, I've spoken. I've given you back to what Malapia, the late former Deputy Central Bank, I've told you what Wole Soyinka have said. I've given you background of what many people, including Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have said. But the lies from your politicians, your political gladiators, that they will try everything to fix Nigeria. There's no point trying to fix Nigeria. We should be coming on the round table and discuss the unity of Nigeria. And that will start with this.
We have problems in the land. And the problems, I want to say this, I might be off the cuff, is because of our constitution. Also, Nigeria is not operating any constitution known to honesty, entrenched in group faith, brought about by unanimity of the people, acceptable to federalism, and again, that is also, we also have that problem with the judiciary because of the Nigerian situation. We have a unitary system. That's what we run. Hydra-headed. Don't let us pretend. And I've said it over and over. And I'll continue to say it. And that's unitarism. Has also crept into the judiciary. Today, the entire Nigerian judiciary is unitarized. The Supreme Court is federal. Federal Court of Appeal, the Court of Appeal is federal. Federal High Court is federal. FCT is federal. National Industrial Court is federal. Customary Court of Appeal of the Federal High Court is federal. Sharia Court of Appeal of the Federal High Court is federal. All jurisdictions. That the Coyote Church of this world, that the Oputas of this world, that the Bailiffs of this world, when they wind their respective high courts exercised, making the law to be profound, succulent, rich, exciting, they are now vested in the different federal high court or federal courts. We're talking of how to reform the system. There is no justification in a state, in a nation like Nigeria, purporting to practice federalism, where even the Supreme Court should be overburdened with unnecessary jurisdiction in respect of land matters from Yoruba land, respect of divorce, respect of family matters, chieftaincy matters. How do they know? I don't want us to be deceiving ourselves. Assuming I'm even appointed to the Supreme Court today, I'm above the age, but assuming, and I'm sitting there, and you bring a matter on appeal in respect of Kanuri native law and custom, or Igbo native law and custom, or Igbo land tenure system, and I sit there, and I'm writing judgment. I'm a Yoruba man. What do I know about that? Those kind of cases to stop at the state, either Court of Appeal or Supreme Court. Go to the United States of America. Each state has its own Supreme Court. We are running into trouble. We are inching there, and time is not in our favor. And I'm not tickled by what the National Assembly is doing. They are not being fair to themselves. They are not being fair to us. They claim to be amending the Constitution. What are they amending? And I want to repeat it. Do you amend something that is not amendable? When you want to amend the Constitution, by the way, Lati, where do you start? You start from the preamble.
We the people?
Oh yes, they have to amend it. Why are they running away from it? If they cannot amend the preamble, if the preamble is not amendable, then it means the Constitution is not amendable. Come on. They have to start from it. Do you start reading your letter from the back page? Do you? No, they have to start from the preamble. That means the preamble is fake. We the people, who are the we? When did we meet? And why can't we do it? I'm studying the constitutions of the world. And I say this also with every sense of humility. There's no constitution that is near as fake, near as deceitful, near as make-believe in nature and in content as the Constitution, as what we call the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended.
And for those benefit that are not watching, that was Chief Olanipeku, Senior Advocate of Nigeria on the Constitution. Let's listen to the next one, Agbakoba.
President Tinubu needs to put his best foot forward to govern the country. If he does that, in 4 years, he can turn things around. But there are certain critical things he would need to do. The first thing is to say, what's the Constitution? If, for instance, me and my wife Lillian don't agree in our marriage of 45 years, then we can't do anything. So the first thing that President Tinubu would need to do is to ensure that Nigerians all agree to be one country. You recall that Bola asked those two questions. Do we want to be one? It's not by force. If we want to be one, how? We haven't answered those questions, which is why I told President Akpabio of the Senate that it has taken 23 years to solve the problem of the Constitution. And I urged him, in conjunction with President Tinubu, to resolve the Nigerian constitutional question now by inviting the owners of Nigeria. The owners of Nigeria, mark you, were those who owned Nigeria before Lugard brought his amalgamation in 1914. Call them in. These are the people who own the country, and ask them questions. What do you want to see of the Constitution? Because without a Constitution, we're going nowhere. And no one will doubt the fact that the Constitution bequeathed by the military in 1999 is unsatisfactory. You can't build anything out of a weak foundation. The economic development policy of President Tinubu, the political development policy of President Tinubu, and everything else he wants to do rests on a very solid foundation. So let him immediately resolve that. How can we spend 23 years looking for a foundation for building a house? Does that make sense to anybody? So that's my number one issue. We need to resolve this issue of, do we want to be one? And mark you, the flip side of the question is that we mustn't be one, because Yugoslavia, which was 6 countries under Marshal Tito, when he died, decided to break apart. And today, a lot of them are very strong countries: Macedonia, Croatia, Slovenia, Slovakia. They're all doing well. So there is no sacrosanctity about Nigeria being one country. There's none. I personally would wish for Nigeria to be one country, but we must agree. Now that is the problem. Because we have not agreed, and because the National Assembly has appropriated to itself the all-knowing wisdom of giving us a constitution, that is the weakness. So that's the...
Wow, Muki, brother, comrade Shegun Ono, Waris, you know, they say Yoruba would think twice of Yoruba nation option once they see a stronger currency outside the Naira that will secure their trade, livelihood, property, wealth, and also their bank accounts and pension and investment as well. Commissioner Gusa Bakoba, Nigeria is a sham, enough of the talk. Muki Bishop Adeshino, and as I'm still enjoying my award that you sent from Nigeria, I would like to say thank you so much. I've just kept it to my side here so that every time I'm doing my program, and I can see it next to me. It also says, in recognition of the selfless service rendered and the patriotism in actualization of the Yoruba nation through self-determination, the organizing body through Professor Emeritus Adebanji Akintoye prefer this award to me on this day, 28th of October 2023. It's been with my family in Nigeria. I've just received it through a brother that returned back to UK with my name, Officer of the Order of Yoruba Land. Thank you so much. And I also have the one that goes on the chest. So I have it right there on my window so that every time it encourages me as well. I also want to appreciate this, my uncle that brought this last year to me. I can confirm that he died in America last year. May his soul rest in peace. It was a privilege that it was less than a day before he returned back to US. We were meant to meet each other. He couldn't get me. We were mixing up the calls. And I decided that at the last minute, even it was late, I went to see him. But I can confirm that he spent a lot of money towards this movement. I will not mention the family name because I've not been asked to. He brought this from America. And you can see there, the American soldiers fought their way with the White House there, with the Capitol Hill, where freedom doesn't come cheap. So if you're one of those that are saying that you can buy freedom from Tesco, please tell me which of the Tesco so that Male raise owó látọ̀dọ̀ àwọn tí wà lórí social media. A lot of you, like I said, we respect you, we love you, but always respect the platform as well. There's so many things on the different social media. You have the right to go and watch and listen to all kind of things. On this platform, it's all about self-determination. I care less about whatever is going to happen in Nigeria. I hope it is not going to be rivers of blood. I hope we can discuss this like Soviet Union. But again, if you don't allow peace to happen, can you please open that window properly, please? Okay? Can you open the window? Hello? Can you open that window a little bit more? Alan Conde said terrorists and criminals are walking freely in Nigeria, but freedom fighters and innocent people are in jail. What a nation Britain created. Moki Babawa Honorable Adeniyi, Moki Yoruba Central Office, Moki Omo Gbogbo Ẹgbẹ́ Ìfẹ́lódùn Àpapọ̀, Moki Babawa Awòrò-ṣàṣà, Moki Babawa Ọba Ògbóni. As I'm winding down this program, let me remind us again that we all have a role to play. I am just playing my own role from the media. You can play yours as well from another angle. But about joke with our phone handle, I'm about Olawale Jibana. I want to thank you so much, Koiki, for every effort you're doing to support our nation. God will continue to abide by you and your family. I say thank you. Silver Badmos, I cite you there. Let me read some of the comments if I find any on the Mix LR. Akin Game, shout out to you, Ibadan Oluyole. Thank you so much, and the rest of you as well. And those of you on Instagram, I don't know why Instagram is now going in and out. Mukiawa Media as well that are working back to back. Everybody has a different programs. Mukiba Bawa Eniolon that Mukiawa Mother as well. Baba Moses Olaniran. Yes, Olayomi, you deserve it, and more is coming soon. And Yoruba Indigenous People Nation owes you so much. So those of you that are watching on the Twitter and the Twitter space, I would like to appreciate you. We're going to wind the program down. If we have the more strength, we'll come back out again. If otherwise, you will be joining us whenever we are out. You might not be getting notification. It's because the social media are doing their magic. Yoruba nationalism awaken. We are not in fight with any other ethnic indigenous people, but we're asking for our rights. Peter Obi cannot fix Nigeria, even if he's the president. Tinubu cannot fix Nigeria, is the president. Atiku cannot fix Nigeria, even if he was the president. Buhari and Osibajo, our best brain. I'm not talking about Buhari. Osibajo was meant to be our best brain. 8 years down the line, it was a total chaos failure. Laolo Akonde has become a political analyst on China's television. They've made so much money, and they'll be telling you the same bullshit. So it's entirely up to our safety domain, Moki. Let us not lose hope. I understand that many people are saying things are quiet. Every time we come out from all the medias that are campaigners, I'm not talking about bloggers that are just doing their own thing, Àwa tá jẹ́ full campaign of the Yoruba nation. At some point, those at home would have no other option. Kò ń ṣe torí bàbá Ìgbòho la ṣe ń ṣe Yorùbá nation. Kò ń ṣe torí bàbá Kítóyè. Kò ń ṣe pé torí olóyè. À ń ṣe Yorùbá nation so that kí ọjọ́ ọ̀la wa lè dáa. Kí a lè rí ayé tó dáa gbé ju ayé tá à ń gbé lọ. Gbogbo àwọn videos tá à ń play yìí, gbogbo wọn náà ló mọ̀ pé ìran Yorùbá láti kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà. Gumi is the terrorist that have been collecting money, and I'm not sure why Tinubu has not arrested him, rather arresting Nnamdi Kanu, because Tinubu don't arrest Nnamdi Kanu, listen, whether we like it or not. The current President Tinubu is the one still arresting Nnamdi Kanu. Forget about the judiciary that Tinubu buy over before he became the president. So he has the right to say that, look, just let him go. But some are scared. Hey, if you let him go, he'll be... No, you cannot hold him back. He will still be asking for the right of the Igbo people or the Biafra to have their nation, just like Igbo is doing. And what we are doing is not a crime. Don't let anybody deceive you that, hey, what they are doing is they are asking for Yoruba nation. It's against the law of Nigeria. Which law? Which of the law of Nigeria? Nigeria doesn't have a law because the constitution we've just had from our people, I know be lawyer. The people will be lawyer don't talk. So even if Tinubu is not there, the person will come there. And the Senate is controlled by the North based on the fraud that the British created by telling us that they have the numbers. So those of you that are, obedient, you're wasting your time. I know one person there is listening to me. I can see obedient. You're wasting your time. Even if you put 5 times Peter Obi in Nigeria, okay, it will fix the economy. Okay, so what happens if Peter Obi goes? Is he going to take Nigeria with him? The North will still destroy it. Thank you so much, Egwana, for the super chat. We love you so much. I haven't seen Kunle Bakers. I guess it's been very busy. Igboho is the catalyst of the YSDM. If you don't know the YSDM, it's the Yoruba Self-Determination, Muki Akede. And like I said, I might not agree with all the views of Adeyinka grandson, but we appreciate that he has done his own part. And even though he was arrested, jailed in this country, and we can only continue to pray for him and many other Yoruba sons and daughters around the world going through all kinds of difficulties, either for one reason of immigration or because we are asking for our right. Showore was almost killed by the same Buhari. Many Yoruba people were happy that Showore should have been killed by Buhari. Now, I hope you are happy that the government of Buhari destroyed the economy. Showore has never handled any government position, yet you were castigating him. Just like many of you castigate Simon Ekpa, just like you are castigating myself, just like you castigate all our media from the Yoruba world media that are doing fantastic job under the leadership of Dr. Zabi. But we are not going to back down. Even if we are not getting everything that we want, we are not going to back down. I will not back down. You might say, shut up, come back to... I don't have to be in Nigeria, idiots, okay? I don't have to be in Nigeria because the whole Nigeria project started from UK. So why are you telling me to come to Nigeria? I am doing my job here to do whatever we can do peacefully. And when I use the word peacefully, I know that nothing is going to come peace. We will fight, but we need 60,000 men fully ready, fully armed, fully kittedly armed, where we can declare Yoruba nation. Anything less than that, you declare a country, the government will kill every single one of us, whether it's Tinubu's government or the next government. Or we have 5 million Yoruba people come out on the street of all Yoruba land, shut down the airport, shut down the Muritala Mohammed Airport, shut down the Apapa port. 5 million, at least average of 1 million in each of the state. But they are not ready because they are still looking for a Milocon to come and spoon feed them. So it is entirely up to us. So it's either we go through the Yugoslavia route that was blood of rivers, because Slobodan Milosevic refused to accept that Yugoslavia has come to the end of his tenure. Or we go through the Soviet Union and everything get dissolved and we go our separate. We will still have cordial relationship. Oh yes, some of you have argued that what happened to the politicians that are controlling Nigeria today, Mokiyawa, Olajire Koka. We should not lose sight under Buhari that Yoruba people lost 28,000 people. That is not up to the numbers of people that died when the IRA were fighting the British government for 30 years. They bombed so many places. We haven't done any of such as Yoruba people because they stage here. Pé ní day stage yẹn, I don't know, because some of you say Koiki má fi gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ sínú ilé, but I have said things that I still stand with it. If the British government comes today and say, why are you saying what I'm saying? I will tell them that you created the mess. But they're not going to come, because the law of whatever they're going to use for me here, I will still say my own thing. But that will not stop you at home. I've given us a lot of reasons in the last 3 years. So I don't have to be coming here and be saying, hey, you go and decide what we are going to do yourself. Baba Akintoye is not going to speak everything in one go. If you want diplomacy, 30 years from now, I take that country. Factly, the man Sonny Bibai. And this program comes and ends in 20 minutes. I'm just winding down. It's not even going to be up to 3 hours. It's been a while I've done 3 hours program, but at least I do multiple programs on a daily basis. So if you are thinking that you will get a country without fighting, and let me just pull my, this is my military camouflage. So, the terrorists are putting this on, but the Nigerian today will be told, don't put this on, because you are going to be killed. Okay? So I can put this on. You can see now. So we need 60,000 men with AK-47, AK-49, RPG. We are not using that to fight the government, but we are going to use that to protect ourselves from the criminal terrorists. So when we have people fully kitted like this, fully kitted with a lot of rounds of ammunition to defend ourselves, then we can declare Yoruba nation. 60,000. But Anikedawo, Eloma Adawo, Dawo. Do you know how much AK-47 cost? Even if you're going to buy it through the back door. Jonathan was buying it through the back door because the West are not going to sell him a weapon. And weapon is not something that you can just go to Tesco and buy. Yes, self-defense is our birthright. So don't think that Koiki, Mama on social media, the UK used violence to take Nigeria from us. We are not going to use violence, but Ebani, Kilodeta, it declare Yoruba nation. Ìjà ní 60,000 men tó ní AK-47 lọ́wọ́. Ní lọ́wọ́. Àfi tá bá ń parọ́ fúnra wa. Even tá bá tẹ̀ ní díẹ̀díẹ̀, ní up to 60,000. And you need 60,000 and you just defend your border and you close your airspace. That's all to start with. But in the case of that, we do what they call mobilization. Just like you heard what Shwari Shoyinka said in that video. A mobilization of about 5 million Yoruba people will come out now. Tabaja, they need 5 million. Lenny, I will take 2 days, maximum 3 days, I will be on the ground. 3 days. 3 maximum, I will be on the ground. It might not take up to that. I will be on the ground. I'm not going to sit in UK. 5 million of us. Tabaja, they Lenny. Oh, you don't need Igboho to give you that authorization. You don't need Baba Akintoye. It's just that we are not ready. We are all deceiving ourselves. So what we can only do is to educate us on the reasons through all these videos, all these reasons. Che, àwọn terrorists, are they taking any order from anybody? No, they're just coming out there doing what they're doing. I will kidnap anybody, listen. But 5 million people come out. Look, there will not be school. There will not be anybody going to work. Everything will be shut down, paralyzed completely. Paralyzed. The Nigerian security will not be enough to cover that 5 million because there's still problem in the southeast, there's still problem in the north, there's still problem in the middle belt. The whole population of the Nigerian security is not up to 600,000. 5 million Yoruba people. Charlie Jade Leni. We shut down Nigeria. We first shut down, the airport. We shut down Apapa Port, and that sent a signal to the world. What are we asking for? We need a new recognition of us as a country. Anything less than that, I am 6,000 kilometers away. I will still be here, be talking about Yoruba nation. But when we are all ready, we will push out. Igboho doesn't have to tell us that yet. Baba Akintoye doesn't have to tell us. But what we are doing is we go on the WhatsApp. We send a voice note, and that's the end. I've read from Simon Ekpa, and let me show us that before we wind down quickly. I have to show you my screen again quickly. I didn't realize that my screen. So let me quickly show you that before I go. So anything less than that, all we can be doing is just campaign because lower weapon. Okay. So lower weapon. But every contribution that we put out there, your governors are not going to fund this, your elite are not going to fund it. And again, remember, I tell you all the time, Church of England paid a company to bring slaves to this country. So let's go on Simon Ekpa that says something that I want us to pick on before we go. And I know they are not joking. If Yoruba people are joking, the Biafrans are not joking, because every weekend they are raising money, and they are not raising money for anything more than they are buying firearms, okay? Ìbọn ló ń rà. Okay, let me be showing you this as I move into Simon Ekpa's page. Ìbọn ló ń rà, wọ́n ń ra ìbọn gidi, kò sí tó kọ àwọn Biafra mọ́ nísìn. Àwa la ṣì ń rojọ́. Did you see another video there? Simon Ekpa just posted 5 hours ago. Ever since Prime Minister Simon Ekpa and the Biafra government declared Operation Typhoon, I have not heard about kidnapping here and there in the so-called Southeast again, because they are fighting back and defending their territory. But that is not where we're going. Also, he wants us to go and subscribe. So if you're a Yoruba man that love what I'm doing, you don't have to like Simon Ekpa. Please go and subscribe to this particular channel so that they can be going live for me. It is called Daily Update. Mobewa, Murawa, go and subscribe on this channel. I know not every Yoruba people like Nnamdi Kanu or Simon Ekpa, but right now we are... Look, yes, they have their own hiccup. They want to take our land at some point. They destroy regional government. All that is not the issue now. The issue now is they want to go, let them go, and we can even control the borders of Yoruba land. And we can decide whether we want to do business with them. So go and subscribe, because YouTube just pulled down my brother's video. This guy, one of the Biafra media. So Mobewa is going to have 42 subscribers. If we have some of the Yoruba that believe in what I'm doing, go and subscribe there so that we can increase his number. But Simon Ekpa already told us that we should be preparing for the Biafra exit out of Nigeria this year. And this was posted with 22,000 views so far at about 6:13 a.m. today. The declaration for the restoration of the independent state of Biafra is going to happen on the 2nd of December 2024. He said. So if Tinubu thinks that he has all the firepower to stop them, he needs to start buying more weapons, because the Biafrans are buying weapons as well, and that will be blood of rivers. We don't need that. We can stop that. We can ask the Biafra, go your separate ways, so that Yoruba and the Hausa people will remain in Nigeria and the Middle Belt. And if Biafra wants to come on our land, they will have to get what they call permit, just like many of you get permit. I mean, I was speaking to, I'm not going to mention the name of this individual, is one of our uncles. I want to say, not last year, the year before, with a British passport, he lives in this country. He applied for an American visa, which you need to fill a form. It was declined, only for them to give it to him last year. Remember, I said that some of you jubilating that they are fixing Nigerian passport. Well, what is it to jubilate about? I pity my Yoruba people. Continue to be fighting the Igbos on the social media. Why the Fulani is killing us? I say that all the time. Nigeria is a weird country. And that is why I call those Think Yoruba First dumb bastard. Because they are killing us, they can't bring their place out, and they're writing all rubbish about the Igbo. Let us work together as Yoruba people first, get out of Nigeria, and if we have to deal with the Igbos because we are having issues with them, we will deal with them on a diplomatic way. You cannot deal with them anyhow, and you cannot stop them doing anything because we are still part of Nigeria. You understand me? You are upset with the Igbo people, but you are still part of Nigeria. Mad people all over the place. Pull out of Nigeria, and if we have to deal with them, just like British dealt with me for 15 years, they couldn't give me my right to be in this country. My right was taken away because a lot of things I wanted to do within that 15 years, I couldn't continue my education. That is how important it was. I had to pull out because I didn't have the money for international students. I am not a rich person. I am not from the rich family at that amount. So a lot of things I was affected with because I didn't have the right. So when we have a Yoruba country, we will deal with whoever we need to deal with based on our laws, and that's it. But one thing is, if you are in Nigeria and you want to control the narrative with the Igbo people, the Biafrans that wants to go, don't worry about the Hausa people. They are not serious yet. They don't want to go anywhere. They are very comfortable with the shit-hole country called Nigeria. And don't be deceived by anybody that is telling you Peter Obi is coming to fix Nigeria. Peter Obi is just another fraud brought together by the West to deceive the Biafrans and split their mind. Just like Dupe Onitiri came and split our mind and said, yes, she has got a country. What country? My name is OLAYOMI Koiki. I am here to tell you the fact. It's either it's going to be bloody or it's going to be peaceful. Those two ways is what is going to give us a nation. Anything less than that, diplomacy, you will sit on that forever. I will be 6,000 kilometers away. The world is a big place. I've not visited half of the continent. I would love to do that, and I will probably not stop Yoruba nation. But you all in Nigeria would have to suffer until you can japa as well. It's as simple as that. Nobody gives you freedom. You go for that freedom with heavy heart. And heavy heart means we will lose lives. Just like we've lost life in that 8 years of Buhari. Those lives should have been available if Buhari has protected us. Just like 7,000 people have died. I don't know the numbers of Yoruba among them, but 7,000 Nigerians have died since Tinubu came to power. Not that when we have a country, we will not still get attacked, like Russia got an attack yesterday. About 116 people have died. But they will still be able to do much to defend and protect their territorial ground from the criminal called terrorist ISIS that was created, quote and unquote, by the West. Mukia Baba Gboro. So he then said, I take that country. Yes, that country because Peter Ijesile. They fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ó wà ní peaceful way, because if I am hearing that Seyi Makinde wants to become the vice president of Nigeria, that means that these individuals are not thinking about anything more than their own selfish interest. It's all about their own interest. They don't care about us. We don't have to go and kill anybody, but we can go in front of Seyi Makinde's territory and shut everything down, and if they attack, then we will do what needs to be done against them as well. And that is why I said we need 5 million people. All these youths that are running around, a lot of you are completing your university now. You are sitting at home. Just about a few days ago, Monriti Oropo PLC. Hey, they don't collect 250 Okada. What are they going to do? Shut down Lagos State, shut down Ogun State, shut down Oyo State, shut down everywhere. And that will send a recall message to all these bomb bastard politicians that we are not joking. We cannot just be talking and talking. I will be on the ground, but there's no point coming on the ground when you're not ready. Let's move out, and then you will see that I will be part of the media that will be there to cover it. And if they shut down the internet, I can tell you that Elon Musk will turn on the satellite that we can still be able to use to communicate. And even if they turn the internet, it's better for everybody. We can do whatever the world is not going to see. They kill us with a hand. I don't want to say my own. If they kill us with their own as well, it's even better. Shut down the internet for the next 6 months, and let's deal with ourselves inside. You will see that Governor Sanwo-Olu will run away with his wife and children. Every of the governors will run away, but you are not ready. That is why they will continue to intimidate every single one of you bomb bastard that is at home, now telling me to come back home. My name is OLAYOMI Koiki. Make I go relax on my bed, continue to monitor what is happening around the world. But when we are ready, Kingsley Obana, I tell you, it is already bloody. Well, some people say it's not bloody. It's me that wants to bring the blood. Over 7,000 of you have died in 10 months that Tinubu came to power. They say 34,000 people died in 8 years of Buhari. Multiply that by whatever amount you want to add to. Crazy people. The only thing is you go on the social media and you are trying to bring down the Igbo people. I am not here to defend them. They want to go, let them walk away so that we can stop all the illicit drugs, the contraband that they're bringing to the southwest. But you cannot do all that shit when we also have Yoruba custom that are collecting the ransom. Go and read what Soyombo is saying. All this Yoruba that are in the border of Benin Republic, they become creating a lot of havoc for people. They open big hotel with the illicit drug money and crime. So stop coming and talking about crime. This country has a vast amount of gun, but you will not know. There's an amount of cocaine in this country called UK. But when they bust you, you will be taken to the cell. That is not only where we want to go. We want to go so that we can be able to control the narrative. Like Abu Dhabi talks about 1.5 trillion hedge fund. That is how we should be thinking, not thinking in Nigeria where they are intimidating us. 5 million Yoruba people come out today. I will be with you by Monday, latest in the evening. I will be in Nigeria. 5 million of us come out. You don't need Baba Akintoye to give us that order. We come out because there is an insecurity. We start protesting. If they do whatever they have to do, we will do whatever we need to do as well. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll show you the last image that says 7,000 Nigerian people died since Tinubu became the president. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. If I can come out again, I will do. If otherwise, you see me when you see me. Odabo. KOIKIMEDIA, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Bye for now.